And I told you buy Bitcoin, I'm sitting on 300,000 right now, dead ass. I'm gonna send you my statement. I'm telling you, I'm only working here for the health insurance, Joe. Network security to sleep? Nah, I'm busy, bro. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just busy counting my Bitcoin, you heard? Network security to sleep? Come on, Joe. Check my status on Teams before you call me next time. You see the calendar say busy counting Bitcoin. Bye. Network security to sleep. Nah, I ain't closing no tickets, bro. You gonna have to close them tickets by yourself. You know I'm rich, right? Yeah, I got that Bitcoin, baby. You know what it is. Network security to sleep. Oh, I ain't know you still needed that report. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I can't be worried about your little reports no more. Do your reports have Bitcoin in it? Then nah, I ain't doing it. You see the statement, son. 60 Bitcoin. We good money, baby.
Fuck ISIS! Fuck terrorists! Fuck turbans! Fuck everybody! I hate all you motherfuckers! We're fucking Americans! That means nobody fucking stops us! We want our dick sucked, we get our dick sucked! That's what an American does! Ask the fucking pilgrims! Fuck 9/11! Fuck 9/11! It'll never happen again! We're America! You don't ever have to be afraid again! Fuck Obama! Fuck them all! We're Americans, you son of a bitch! Grab your guns! Go shoot somebody!
I'm so fucking bullish right now. Like my whole body's like tingling. I'm having like a panic attack or something, eh? I'm gonna call Sharon and trying to calm the fuck down.
Cheating, bro. This year, that's my goal. That's my goal for 2019.
16 years.
How long you been faithful?
Why is there a delay when transferring money electronically? Sometimes 5 days. Electricity is the speed of light, so shouldn't the money transfer instantly?
You are gay.
Funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in a new whip, paid for by Punky. I'm just too lit. Somebody say something. A monkey that look like a frog, price look just like a dog's, full of some chads and gods. Fudders is mad I bought. Word to your mothers, this monkey is doing a lot. Take out a hammer, I'm whacking a fudder, just cleaning the face. Jumping on Twitter, take over the space. Punky is pumping, increasing the pace. A monkey that look like a frog, paid for my flight to Prague. Touchdown, Punky Lamborghini rental in the garage. She's at my Punky, we had a menage. No, she not Nikki, cause I'm too picky. That's why my portfolio as long as a blog. All about Punky and why that shit rocks. Punky take over the block, watch. Punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in a new whip, paid for by Punky. I'm just too lit. Somebody say something. Punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky.
You buy this for $39.99, guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
One drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
That's
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's the
Look, Clarence, mate, it doesn't matter how many times we get beat down. What matters is that we get the fuck up and we keep fucking trying. You're right, Donny. Now, who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Say it with your fucking chest. I'm Clarence Claymore. Show me what you got, mate. Take that. Fucking touch me, cunt. Fuck, mate. We got a lot of work to do.
Don't gamble. Oh yeah, don't gamble money that you can. Man. I mean, unless it's a lock. There's no such thing as a lock. That's the thing. Unless it's a lock. If it's a lock, oh my God, it's a little different.
Stop gambling, alright? You're one spin away from generational wealth. Your daughter's college tuition is one spin away. Put your life savings on black. Remember that. Just go to Vegas, and if you lose, just keep getting loans. Remember this. Just keep spinning, keep gambling, keep gambling. You can't lose. You literally can't lose. You can only quit.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right!
But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might be
How many
coming from
chairs
first
are you
principles.
sitting on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses. You've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family on the one airplane, aren't you afraid? Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Didn't have to cut me off. Think like it never happened and that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Woo! What is going on, you guys? Moongang 161. Jim Cramer's alt season is here.
Rotation begins.
Yes. For people who haven't seen the clip, Jim Cramer basically got asked on, I think, a lightning round. He's like, what do you think about MicroStrategy stock and stuff, right? And he's like, well, I'd rather hold real Bitcoin. Pretty based answer, actually, but like, I'd rather hold Bitcoin than the stock. But the stock's essentially like a levered ETF effectively on Bitcoin. So it's kind of this weird one where like it's too early for the cycle to be over. And Jim Cramer likes Bitcoin. That's cancerish.
Yeah, it means, good time for a pullback.
I know some Bitcoin whales were like watching that and saw the clip and were like, yo, I'm gonna rotate into some Ethereum and some altcoins right now.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now. Like, I think Ethereum is pushing $3,400 or so. So it's about $100 higher than, because I think at $99,000 Bitcoin, it was 3,300 Ethereum. So Ethereum's like up like $130, while Bitcoin's down about 5,000, which usually is not the case, right? Usually the case is Bitcoin drops 10% or whatever, it is. and then Ethereum drops, a few more extra percent, right? Like right in tandem. But that's not what happening. So if that's not happening, right, then basically what's going to happen most likely is all these gains that everybody had going to $99,800, and God damn it, I was prepared to have that bet come in on, when GG was in town, but just wasn't meant to be, I guess. So maybe he's right. I mean, he texted me today. He was like, so what's the case for Bitcoin going down to $47,000 from here? And I'm just like, I do not need to talk about this right now.
I am too drunk right now and too happy to be.
It's just like there is too much, bullishness here going into Bullcember, right? That there's just no way possible, in my mind, that we don't hit 100K. That being said, like we don't need to say too much, I guess, but like, like just as Bitcoin was hitting that 99,000 mark or whatever, we were hanging out with like a few UFC players, some people on, different parts of social media that have pretty big followings and different stuff. Like when we were at the Cosmo on Thursday or whatever. So I'm just like, all of a sudden everybody wants to get in on this train now. And I'm like, that's a good sign. Retail's about to like ape in going into New Year's. But at the same time, it's like, yep, let the countdown begin.
Yeah. So sign to the Citadel now, man. Get in or stay poor forever, man. You guys got to learn what you guys got to learn. You guys, there's the current crypto mindset course is closed, ladies and gentlemen. There will not be one this year. I'm sorry. We've had people already asking us, dude, launch another course right now. Well, and we're like, no, we're not. We're not.
It's like that. What's that comedian's name? Andre something. I can't remember his last name or whatever. Yeah. But he always has that meme where he's like shooting somebody on the couch or whatever, and he's like, it's your fault. But like, there's the other one, the gif of him that we use in the course sometimes. It's like, let me in. You got like all these people being like, I want to get in the market now because I know Bullcember is going to be crazy. I know Q1 is going to be even crazier than that. Right. But sorry, should have got in. And when we told you it was the best time to buy, people, like you say, people like to buy tops, or green candles, or at least we're at a local top. I don't think we have too much crazy downside action from here, but hey, knock on wood.
The only thing that'll take crypto down is we'll take the rest of the market down. So the rest of the market will be fucked anyway too, as well. Right. So it's kind of this whole sort of thing. So Anthony right here, why is crypto better than trading Forex, stocks, and options? I mean, for one, living above the poverty line, for one. But all jokes aside, I mean, there is anyone that really can trade Forex pretty professionally is usually just not, they keep to themselves basically. At that point, because I mean, if you can really trade Forex very well, you're doing it. You're making your money. I mean, you're working a couple hours a day in the morning and stuff like that on opens and stuff like that, and then unless you're trading strategies during the close, and that's about it.
Well, yeah, but even besides that, like, so yeah, you're right. Like a lot of these Forex guys, they're just like so into their niche, right, that they just don't want to expand too much far beyond it. But the ones who do, right, I think is really interesting because if they have any. Like the biggest difference, right, is the fundamental side of like, what is a blockchain? Like, how does that affect things? What types of events are sell-off type events? Oh, Sui is a centralized, chain. We're just going to turn it off here for a couple hours so people get some sort of bearishness. Drop the price chart so we can buy in cheaper again. Like they're going to take profits basically. So there's that side of it. I think is a lot harder for Forex and traditional market people to come into. But you have an advantage over most other retail type traders getting into crypto, which is if you have on the technical side, in terms of charts and volume and that type of stuff, it's all exactly the same. Like it's no different, from, the bucket shop traded back, 100 years ago and all that stuff. Not quite as bad as trading seashells unless it's NFTs. But like, you have all these different like nuances to the game. So it's a little bit harder and a little bit more hands-on, I would say, than Forex. But the good thing is you have altcoins as your leverage. You don't actually have to go use all these fancy hedging tools unless like, you're putting in like $1 billion or so like Michael Saylor.
Gotcha.
So, but I would say like they're some of the best people that can come into the market. They just need to, some of them are just like, yeah, some people just have too strong opinions on one thing or another, and they're not really agnostic to being a profit maximalist as much as they should.
Exactly. And if in terms of options are basically, I mean, you're trying to tell the future, and if you can do that already, you're gonna probably keep it to yourself. Like, so, like you can get a winning strategy. Like you can, it's not that hard. Like I could have bought I don't know. I probably would have bought like $97,000 Bitcoin expiring in 2024, 2025, and probably been in the money on it since 22. You could buy them if they sell them though.
I mean, they're kind of like parlays in that way, right? It's like, okay, I know the Vikings are going to beat the Bears, but by how much is the question. So are they going to be the over or the under?
The Bulls always beat the Bears. They always beat them. But Yoda Taco Life says, thank you, DCC. Thank you, CC, for getting me on Velo. It had a nice pump today. And there's a reason for that. Ethereum did a little move. The L2s are extremely sensitive to Ethereum price. I mean, if I even just look at Velo, let me pull up Velodrome real quick. Velo right now is up 31% for the day. Not bad. Not bad. And that's the power of Ethereum movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy when we look at the various charts here today, simply because like right now is the time to be like, okay, there's an opportunity here, there's an opportunity, there's like opportunity everywhere. Then it's just a matter of choosing the opportunity that you like the best. But I mean, we were even looking at Litecoin before the stream here, me and Miguel, and I'm just like, to be honest, this Litecoin's starting to look like a good play on a technical level in terms of the chart, right? Which I'm kind of a little shocked. But then we look at XLM and we're like, well, I've never really always liked all these, ICO, whatever coins, like the 2022 or whatever the hell they call them, but they're starting to move. And then, what do you call it? A lot of those, like HBAR, for example, as well, which kind of is like just kind of a crappy centralized network, because basically what they're considering like no tax on United States based coins for capital gains. People are starting to buy those up. Like now there's a lot of different narratives going into like the regulatory approval stuff. I mean, hell, even Pulse X is only a few X's away from its all-time high. And that thing was pumping aggressively into the weekly close yesterday. So,
yeah, I mean, if we just look at the last 30 days, right, we're up basically 50% on Pulse, 69, of course, 69% on Pulse, 33% on Inc. And 87%. I mean, if we look over the last quarter, though, I mean, the big winner is obviously, PHEX, but it had kind of been this EHEX, PHEX debacle thing had really just taken it down quite a lot. So it had a lot of ground to make up. And this is kind of like when we were doing our shows before we went off the break, one thing every time I'd go on the site, I kind of would just look at the market and say, which one's the best value buy right now? Because that's usually one of the better ways to invest in. It's like, wow, PulseX is oversold. PulseX is trash, Miguel. Don't buy it. Then it does a huge move up. I think PulseX is the second coming. Does buy and burn really work? When the price is low, buy and burn is dog shit. When price is high, Charlie, I've always told you the buy and burn is really it's really the fundamentals. It's really just because the supply's all out and the buy and burn's burned over 5% of the supply, but in the market, I've discovered this button that says, you can, the market cap's not even that high, bro. It's really a sub-billion dollar.
Well, and my God, I mean, come on, just you're stealing my talking points. No, I'm joking. No, but like, we've been saying that for such a long time. And I think the funniest narrative at the very beginning of all the Pulse Chain stuff was, because I remember, I think it was Gary Woods funding Jim, right? As well as like, a few other people in the community. At the time, we were like, everybody's really excited for the launch to be coming around the corner. And we're all kind of like speculating as to, what's going to happen when it comes out. And the consensus was essentially, Pulse is shit. Too many people own it. It's going to get dumped down because everybody owns it. And what do you call it? Uniswap, Matcha, well, not Matcha, sorry, Sushi, all these other, swaps with coins. Their coins never outperformed the L1. No. Oopsies. Looks like it is. And so I think even Rackham had a tweet recently. He was trying to bet people, like he's giving away some sort of prize or something that if certain amount of X's happen on each one and people are betting towards it or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but he gave, the higher odds to Pulse X doing a larger number of X's over Pulse Chain, in order to get whatever he was wanting to give the community or whatever. So it's just like, like if a whale can see the data is pretty freaking clear that, we're about to pump like crazy on Pulse X. I think the one thing people diagnose with Pulse X is it's not actually a bad thing that everybody in the community owns it. It's actually a really good thing. Why? Because then it's the easiest thing to hodl, because that's most people's biggest bag, right? And once people make the most money on Pulse X, right, meaning it probably outpaces a lot once it gets to no all-time high, because it'll just get there sooner. When that happens, where do people start recommending people to get into, right? They always recommend the thing they've made the most money on to their friends.
Yeah.
So I think that actually will be really, really good for marketing for the entire ecosystem. And then people are like, oh, okay, my friend got me some Pulse X. I'm making profit on it. What else can I buy in here? And then they're like, oh, Pulse probably makes sense too. But if it's not moving as much as Pulse X, what's this Hex thing? And then they start asking questions.
Then, as soon as you give them some money for Pulse X, they go to the vending machine and start buying shit coins.
Well, yes. And then they get into the Grays, but the Grays has been doing all right. And then, they get into Teddy Bear, and that's been doing all right too. But then, unfortunately, they make a misstep and they fall into the Squirtle hole or something like that. I don't know what
the Squirtle hole. Yeah, the Poke Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, there could be some money made there, but it's a little bit like playing whack-a-mole.
You gotta be fast on the trigger. Fast on the trigger, get it cheap.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
even with PDI, the PDI stuff, because PDI's gone up. I think right now it's like above a penny now, and like the wrapped Bitcoin as well, or the the wrapped Ethereum version on Bitcoin or on a Pulse chain. And my strategy has always been the same on it. When everyone's talking about it, I just don't really talk about it too much and stuff. And then when I don't see anyone on the timeline talking about it and the prices crash down, that's when you DCA.
Yep.
That's always, it's simple. It's really simple,
What? And I don't know what you've been hearing about with 9-inch recently or anything like that, but the chart's looking like it's just kind of chilling, not really doing too much. It's just kind of like snaking around a bit. So I'd be kind of curious to see, what Hexy Bastard and Money Gang have up their sleeves to try to start getting that moving again. Because we were doing the stream the other day. I didn't ask him that question, but it's kind of interesting looking.
Yeah, they're cooking stuff up. Yeah, we'll definitely have them on again and stuff. What's going on is that there is only so much capital, right? Obviously, we do have inflows coming into Pulse Chain, but there's only so much capital. So, like if I had to guesstimate, right, if I'm not even looking at the charts, probably other than maybe like Teddy Bear, because you have a big influencer like B Roots who's been supporting that ecosystem there for a long, and that's kind of like B Roots has been talking about like the PDI coins and stuff like that since pretty much the beginning.
I think he, out of all people, besides us, because we're some of the bigger, bringing new people into the space. I guess I don't know what you want to call that. Like that's the utility that we have in the ecosystem. But I think it was B Roots mainly, I think, has been the most consistent with his narratives that have been, they're usually more correct than not. And he hasn't pulled too many punches about like the bullshit that went on the first year of Pulse Chain. So I can respect, a lot of the information that he discusses like that. But of course, we don't trust verify, right? Like a lot of these people we have never met in person, but or maybe only for a short period of time. But I think KDP has been pretty consistent with like obviously giving good information to the ecosystem, but there's always some with anybody in this ecosystem, everybody has one gripe about them.
Everybody.
Like everybody, even us. Like I can't remember what people have been saying recently or whatever in the ecosystem, but there's always somebody who's like, oh yeah, like they just have one thing that they want to find that's wrong with each person. And it's like,
yeah, whatever. I could tell you, it's so funny. I joke about this shit all the time. So this is just a joke right here, but like, it's like, the goddamn worst thing about Miguel. He's a goddamn wetback. We need to deport his ass.
Well, like when you go along with it and you're having that banter with somebody that you get is joking, like whatever, right? But like You know, there's some fuckers out there on Twitter that actually take that shit
Somebody said
seriously.
that shit to me yesterday. Literally said it. I like.
But like in seriousness or in jest?
I am more semi-serious.
Damn, that's
Yeah,
so
and just
fucked
because
up.
of the PDI, just because of the PDI shit, like, bro, it's making my ecosystem, bro. I'm getting so much richer. It's insane. Like you guys, like I was about to say, like, sir, I'm the first citizen. I'll deport you.
Hey, this is Hexaco. It's not Hex America.
Man, you guys got soft hands. You got soft hands, right? Like, but it's pretty funny though. I mean, but all jokes aside, it's hilarious. But
yeah, I mean,
I'm actually going to be doing a stream with you pretty soon.
None of it's that serious, right? So it's like that's why it's funny. But it's just like one of these things where it's like, man, like can't this community just like row in the same direction? Because like then like that's what we all did with Hex, and look at what happened there. It pumped fucking 10,000x. Like,
and that's the main thing is like, how dare you, Miguel? How dare you, Charlie, not talk about my quasi religion as an atheist? And I have all my wealth tied up in this coin. How dare you not talk about it's because there's two types of people. If you don't talk about their coin, they don't hate you, and if you don't talk about their coin, you're a piece of shit. That's the line. That's the line there, basically, right?
And if you talk about their coin, but not in the way that they necessarily like they're kind of 50-50 on it, right? Sometimes they come after you. Sometimes they're like, oh, but I kind of understand your point there. But then they go back to like being crazy again. But it's like, man, these internet trolls sometimes like the I don't know if it's the autism, the ADHD, or what it is, but sometimes you need to get them away from the keyboard.
Yeah. And then too, big shout out to B Roots and stuff like that. But yeah. But like, I mean, yeah, he definitely was like, he was like one of the proponents. And we gave him his flowers a long time ago as well, with Teddy Bear and stuff. That's why we've always, I mean, even the recent courses we've talked about, Teddy Bear being pretty much the best meme. It's really the flagship meme coin on Pulse Chain because him promoting it's been around a long time. It's I mean, everyone knows about it now, so it's like, yeah, of course, right? But there's all these factions. I mean, I even saw yesterday some guys from the Grays play, like the Grays, some of these Grays guys or whatever, like beefing with the PDI guys. Why is that? Oh, because they're not buying Grays, of course, duh. Like, and then don't even get started by Titan X versus these guys, like versus the other guy, like or
Tangan.
Tangang's kind of died off basically now, but essentially,
yeah, they fractured, right?
They fractured into the Poke Center and everywhere else, really. Yeah. Wherever toxicity is needed.
That would be hilarious if somebody came up with like a meme coin in Hex or the Pulse Chain community that was just like some sort of play on the toxicity of like, what do you call it? Just of like community or whatever. So it's like influencer toxicity or something. I don't know. It'd be hilarious, but just to kind of poke fun at the ecosystem itself, because I think a lot of people who are like, I would say like 90% of people just sit and watch those things on YouTube or on Twitter, and it's just like semi-entertaining because it's like, yeah, just a bunch of people, flinging crap at each other. It's like,
Yeah, because I was thinking about, because I had some guy ask me a little like, could you expand out on maybe like, because I said like at some point, once the loss is going to get thrown out. I even got someone mad at me, dude. People in Pulse Chain need to take the dick out of their ass. Really, they really do need to take this that whatever, like dick with butt out of their ass or whatever, right? For real,
hey, maybe that's why that coin existed. That would make sense.
But it's like, stop being so fucking sensitive. Are you making money? Yes. Why are you mad? Because, bro, like
it wasn't exactly happening as promised, or whatever.
Yeah. And then too, there's people on Twitter, right? Like, let me say, you're never really going to get that famous on Twitter. You have to start tubing. You got to start YouTubing, or you got to start creating content. And because like I've talked to a lot of guys on Twitter and stuff, and they like, I've kind of told them like, well, bro, you want to get famous or you want to get well known. You can't just like Twitter shit post, because then people just block you out. At some point, you're gonna have to like put your face out there, or at the very least be like ooh, I'm the Holy Ghost. Ooh, all things are
at the very least, right? And like, on top of it, right? I just think like once we get into like the VR world and stuff like that, like the more you can kind of bring whatever interaction you're trying to have with the community or with people, the closer you can bring it to like a real situation, because obviously going to conferences and doing all those things takes time. But yeah, as close as you can get to like actually having a real conversation, And like that's kind of like how I think the audience feels when we're on YouTube and stuff versus on Twitter. Like, yeah, they're like sending you like, you know, little notes in class, and it's like, yeah, it's cool and stuff, but you know, it's not quite what people really like.
Yeah. And it's carrot out of your ass. Oh, my bad. I didn't know that's what it was. But,
I mean, it can be stick, it can be carrot, it can be, you know, dick with butts, it can be anything.
Yeah, so the guitar gardens here. So the leader goes away, the crowd separates, and it clicks and tells everyone their token's better because of X. And this is one of the things that we predict. I've said this since the absolute, like, the bottom of the bear market once polls, even before Pulse Chain launch, I said that there was a schism. You can go all the way back to 21. 21, I've said this and stuff, that at some point we're going from a one. We're basically going from like a Christian. I mean, basically like Jesus Christ sort of religion, right, where like there's one coin, one universe, to a pantheon of gods, and we've essentially muddled into kind of like a pre-Roman time where like it's just every fucking religion under the fucking sun, and every like your idol
like Greek mythology. We got, you know, Zeus, the almighty Zeus, which is Richard Hart, and then you got, you know, your Sisyphus, which is all those guys that just keep getting into coins that are rugging, and you know.
So yeah, it's just you know, it's just a lot of bullshit. But everyone should be happy. Look, like the people who aren't mad are the people who bought, and the people who are mad are just like, I mean, if you want vindication, I mean, you just basically this is what's so important to know about the red pill, and kind of learning about like both how women act, men act, and you want basically a lot of dudes. The reason they want to be proven right is because they want status. At the end of the day, you want status. That's what you want, right? So if I can give you, even if you would take an enemy's advice, if you believe I'm your enemy, which I don't think so, or me and Charlie are not your enemies. We want everyone to win. Like, you think I get mad if Pete I goes to $1? Do you think I'm mad? Do you know how much money everyone will make? Do you know how much money I'll make? A lot.
Well, and even if the Grays went to, you know, however high or whatever, and I didn't own, even if I didn't own any, I'd be like, good for those guys, you know, like, yeah.
There's now greater wealth in the chain than that chain's going to, because let me tell you something about this. New money spends that money quick. Yep. That money will spread around very quickly because, like, well, I'm a god, bro. I'm a god, Charlie. I can't miss. I can't miss. And then you start like, you know, shooting it off in every single which way direction.
And then all of a sudden you start taking a loan on Fox and all other places, right? The ecosystem, and then yeah,
you know, loan's not that bad. I guess I could just put it in there.
Loan's not that bad. Litecoin's guaranteed to have at least a 3x from here.
Yeah. So it's very very good. But like one thing I was talking about earlier was like yeah, there could be extra points for sacrificing ink, but imagine that. This would be an interesting thought right here. Imagine if you got points for sacking like some of the P stables and stuff. What if he counted as like a point or half a point, where like ink might be like 4 points, 5 points, and stuff like that. It's interesting because obviously a lot of people got that stuff for nothing, basically. Who knows? Like, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? It's interesting. A lot of stuff's gonna happen because to me it seems crazy, especially if when it gets dismissed and it's all good. Why wouldn't there be another one? I mean, it gets rid of supply. Gets rid of supply. It's healthy. It's kind of essentially like getting rid of like high blood pressure. You get rid of a bunch of blood out of your system and shit, you know, to lower your pressure. I don't know. I don't know if that makes health wise, but you know.
Well, I mean, bloodletting used to be a thing, but I don't think it was effective. No.
Well, have you seen the price charts on next? I mean, it was very effective, sir. Very effective.
No, yeah, I get the metaphor. I'm just joking. Yeah. But no, there's one like right now. I would say like. I don't even know how to best tackle it today, because obviously Pulse Chain's a great way to kind of come into the alt season and kind of just see like what that lifting of regulation is coming into. But yeah, I'm curious to see like I'm not quite sure how we should tackle like, okay, like this area of coins, like Ethereum based coins or whatever, because like I bet you like we could look at like 10 different coins here that have just like massively good opportunities. But yeah, I think in Pulse Chain in particular, it seems like for me, it's mostly like Pulse Chain itself and PulseX, and then you know maybe a couple other things here or there, but for the most part, you know, PulseX seems like the no brainer.
Oh no, definitely, and it's still under sack. I mean, dude, look, literally, we're still under sack right now. It's not even. I'm gonna post something right now that's my feelings on this entire subject right now. I had to go off camera for like 1 second to get.
Yeah, you're good. The sit down with the 4.99 in the super chat was saying, is there going to be heavy resistance at sack rate for richer hard tokens? When do you predict Pulse X will fully break resistance at 25? I do think for Pulse, that probably will be the case. The main difference with that I'm seeing is, what do you call it? I mean, they'll both kind of slow down around those areas, but the main thing that I'm seeing with that is just because Pulse X has had a much higher low from its bottom. Like the first bottom it had was in September of 23. The next bottom it had was September of 24, a year later, and it didn't give back all its gains. Whereas with Pulse, it gave back every single gain that it had, and it made a new low, right? And so because it lost all those gains, it's going to have a harder time getting to a new high. And then it has those psychological levels where people will be like, okay, maybe I'll actually rotate into Pulse X because that's the one that's closer to the new all-time high. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a lot of people just like selling their Pulse for Pulse X just so that they can get that breakout into new all-time highs. But when it could happen, like, I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you think, but like right now I'm seeing within December, like right now we're at what, like 4 zeros and a 4-1. Like we could get to 60 real easy in December, maybe even up to like 90. So like a 2x here by the end of the year on Pulse X, which is the previous high it had in March. Then if it consolidates in the beginning of the year, I think sometime in January, you can start seeing it challenge all-time highs. And then, maybe Pulse follows at the end of Q1, but yeah, you might see Pulse X like, well, let me look.
Yeah, because Pulse Chains is higher in price. It's easier to tell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a month or two ahead of it, it seems like.
But yeah, I think before the end of quarter one, we're gonna get some big price action before we get a big dip. We're gonna get a big dip somewhere between like middle of 1 and 2 in the next 2 quarters. And
well, yeah, I think at the end of the year as well. Because like what we got going on like right now, all the like the simplest thing it seems like is happening right now with this Jim Cramer rotation is that we're going into Thanksgiving. People take vacations next week, or this week. People take vacations on that, right? And then like, okay, well, we'll sell because we don't know what's going to happen. We'll come back in the early December. We'll all buy back again, and boom, party's going. Oh shit, we're getting close to New Year's. Time to sell. Let's lock in all of those profits and everything that we have for this year, and we'll restart investing the second week of January once everybody's back. Like I don't know if that's like, maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but it seems almost too predictable as like those are the areas. But I do think because going to 100K, people are like, okay, we're going to break it, so we won't sell too much. We'll sell a little bit. We'll let it come back down to like $87,000 to $92,000. We'll buy back in again, and then when it goes past 100, I think the real sell-off will be that very end of year going into New Year's. That could be like the bigger percentage drop. But I do think that will also that'll be more of a drop for Bitcoin and a rotation into the altcoins as well.
Right, and then the tax loss harvesting and stuff like that. The people selling.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Now, just one little thing before we continue on. I found it. So, everyone says no more sacks. We'll never do another sack again, right? You guys are lying whores. I don't want to hear it. Richard comes back into your life, and you're like, you guys are going to be like Sack Daddy's back, and every other little Hexican is going to fucking put the little boots back on and get back in line.
And then here's the new wallet coming.
I'm a full screen this right here. The Pulse Chain community. When Richard says there's going to be another sack, I'm not that type of girl. 15 minutes later, you want to try the other hole? I need to make that a little larger for you guys. There you go. And I'm not even joking around about that. That's exactly how it's going to happen, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And like, no, once Richard's back and he's starting to get a little bit more active on Twitter, right? Then he gets back. Well, what do you think the timeline is? Because we had Gary Gensler's ass getting fired on the 20th. That must be like the same day as
stepping down. Wow. No, retiring. Sorry.
Getting his ass kicked at the goddamn curb. And then like I don't know which day inauguration is, but it would either be that day or right before it. I would guess maybe like the 18th.
Let me see.
You.
It's January 20th. Yeah, literally.
Okay, so literally same day. I love it. So like Trump said, hey, I'm gonna fire him day one. Well, there you go. Already in progress. So what do you think that would kind of lead to? Do you think maybe February would be a time where Richard would have his first opportunity to kind of come back a little bit more, maybe not full streams or anything yet, but like maybe more like, because he had done those like voice recordings for a bit, but then he stopped those too.
Yeah, and then he also did a New Year's one. I think people forgot he did like a New Year's one where like he just recorded some pre-recorded thing, and then I'm shocked he's gotten away with not doing one of those this entire year, basically. Actually, like
his lawyers probably said like just
quash it and stuff like that.
Probably not a great idea.
I mean, a lot like I don't know, like a lot of the stuff I think with Richard with buying Ethereum and stuff like I think there was reasons why he couldn't until that point. Like Richard's too good of a trader, and to bought like there's no way, bro. If I bought the bottom of Ethereum, there's no way like he did. There's no way. 0%. I mean, like almost like it's not zero, but it's fucking as close as you can to zero, basically.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. So it's very likely just there was legal reasons why the SAC money couldn't buy at a better price. Yeah.
But yeah, Ethereum going up gives more bullets in the chamber to basically push up Pulse X as well. So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I did that as kind of like my what do you call it, casual Friday stream topic was just Pulse X and Pulse, because I do think that opportunity right now, like how like we were going into the course and we're saying this is probably the best opportunity for anybody brand new in crypto to get in, because it's not like up only, but you're pretty much going to be quicker to be in the money from here rather than everybody else who's accumulating for the last couple of years. But that means you have to be quicker to get your bags. I kind of feel like that's the opportunity right now on Pulse and Pulse X. It's like, okay, it's still cheap, hasn't pumped that crazy. It could have some resistance areas, but the opportunity for how far it can go in the next 1 year now with the regulation shift and change, like, I don't know. It seems like if you wait a little too long to get that Pulse X bag, it's going to get away from you. Yeah.
I've said for a long time and stuff, and actually I completely forgot I said this, but like, shout out to Jesus Christ, I even forgot his name now. My God. Damn, there's so, I need more
our community, or
it's out of the Pulse chain community and stuff. Furu Finance. Shout out to Furu. Hopefully he comes back to streaming and so he's a good kid, but he's young. He's a young kid too. Like I like Furu a lot and stuff, but like he was in the middle of that EXP debacle with like Johnny Chaos and stuff, and like he's just a young kid. When you're young, you just say some you go a little too
right.
You're
looking for a fight.
Yeah, it's because you're young, dude. Like it's the classic thing. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna get into he's like the young bull. I'm gonna run down there and fuck up one cow. No, sir. Let's walk down there and fuck them all. But the Furu Johnny drama is cool. But like the thing is like Johnny's a very good guy. I've had it on the channel before. Good dude. OG. He really believes in this ecosystem, and he puts his money where his mouth is and stuff. And then Furu too is just a young buck trying to come in and shit too. And he's a smart kid as well, hardworking. It's just clout's a hell of a thing. It's better. It's always better. It's always best to make your clout not from drama. It really is, because like the drama clout, because at some point you'll get knocked. They'll catch you on something.
Yeah, it brings problems at the end of the day. It's just like, and you can tell when people are doing it to just drum shit up, and like it does work on some social media platforms, but like I don't know, just it seems like I forgot. Oh yeah, so Corey, remember Corey Costa or whatever?
The investor or Corey Costa?
Corey Costa.
What about him? Yeah,
he's a good kid, right? He's like, smart most of the time, but like I forgot a tweet I saw the other day. He was just like, just so much fudding the whole ecosystem. And I'm like,
okay,
I can kind of get you wanting to get attention, bro.
Right.
But that's not like, I mean, within the community, we get it, right? We get what you're trying to do.
Right.
But for people coming into this space and being like, okay, one of the people here that supposedly has like a pretty decent following has said, you know, has a track record here, is like basically talking shit about the chain, like, really, like, because it's if it was only once or twice, I'd be like, whatever, you know, okay, you're trying to get some extra views or clicks or whatever. But like when it's like,
he's been pretty public about being negative about Pulse Chain, and then he flips. He's like, the thing is with him, like with we're talking about Costa, not Corey, right? Costa, right? Yeah, like
chubbier kid.
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about the same guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. He's a good dude. I think his heart's in the right place a lot of times, but he's very emotional. He's very emotional. And dude, we all get a little emotional, but like
not on social.
But also too, he's also not. He's not a young kid anymore either. He's not. He's not like Furu, who's like barely cracking 21, 20. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah. Once you like past like 26, 27, 28, it's like
the frontal cortex is right here. 26 from guys, 24 for girls. You know, so it's kind of like if you're a retard at 26, god damn, not good. So what happens with got more red pill knowledge here? What happens right here is like you lose a lot of your elasticity around 26 when the frontal cortex is fully developed. That's why they love to get guys at 18 to 21 years old into the military and the army, because they can bend them and fucking flip them. But at 26 and older, it's harder to do so. So the usually men's brains kind of get stuck in atrophy in terms of like they're set in their ways. The only way to break that mold is through trauma. That's why when guys get divorce raped, or they get divorced, or their girlfriend breaks up to them, or like they never had something really traumatic that has to do with like the sex side of their life. That's how dramatic change happens, because their brain unlocks itself and more during that time, and they get set in their ways.
Your problem-solving ability kicks in, right?
Correct.
Unless, like you said, after a certain age, you just stay retarded.
Yeah. It's pretty bad, yeah. But like even a guy who's never like this is a classic one, right? Because you like also, this is true. What got you the road? Keep doing keep doing what you got you to the rodeo. It's that same thing. Look at guys. The way guys dress. Historically, this is like I think post 35s ish, maybe higher than that, maybe 40s. It's like look at how they dress, and that's probably the last era they got laid in. So if a guy was dressing like if I wear bell-bottom pants and I was full discoed out, I was probably getting pussy in the 70s. I was getting a disco era. You
get that 70s mustache, got the Ron Jeremy mustache.
So. But I mean, of course, I'm not talking about like just being in slacks. I mean, just being in like gym wear. But I'm talking about like there's guys it's really easy to tell on. They're like, oh wow, they're stuck in the grunge era. Jesus Christ! Or like he's still wearing like EDC shit when he was going to EDC in his when he's 22, and now he's like almost 38. Goddamn. Anyway,
it's even funnier when they're like 55. But
and women get stuck in it too, except they're a little better at hiding it. But if you got an iPhone,
they keep up with the times a little bit more,
a lot more better.
Or they try to, yeah.
Oh, look, it's Abdul. Grab the rocks. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Pulse Jitsu with Fast Abdul. Commercial break. I have no idea what that is. I would say 2 million Iraqi duars. Two Flux Farms has paying over 500% on Pulse Chain farms on PDI, Atropa, Power City, Solana, ETH, Bitcoin, and many more for farming chads. Yeah, and I think they've locked up about 80% of the Flux, what's called supply into Flux. So it's kind of essentially they build convex and like curve. If technically curve is like Flux, convex is basically 2 Flux, and that's the system. Interesting. Shout out to Abdul, man. Go get the rocks. That's the Indian rupee. It's even worse. That's even worse.
Yeah. Well, like what do you call it? Yeah. Well, outside of Pulse Chain right now, I guess, because that's obviously an opportunity we've been talking about for years, but now it's in like a really good, just like pre-launch stage. What would you say is like one or two of the ones that you're kind of keying in right now, either as like maybe one's more just like fun versus like really good returns? Like, because I mean, there's different reasons for why we'll choose stuff. Right? It's not always like this is like I'm max betting. This is the one that's going to do the most X's this quarter because it's a lock. It's the safest play there is.
So last thing, we're not hating on Corey. Is just like.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Charlie know this.
It's like honest, regular criticism. It's like, hey, if you're in a room with your friends and we're just talking, right? Like, it's like, bro, just.
I tell Corey, stop being a faggot. I tell them as a friend,
right? But face to face,
it's
sometimes it gets taken out of context here. Watch, somebody clips that right there.
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean, I would hand on the Bible and the Quran. If I had a Quran in here, I would have told Corey. Why are you stop being a faggot, bro? What are you doing right now, bro? Just chill out, dude. Chill out, dude. Like, goddamn, son.
Yeah. Well, and like use that energy, right, to push positive narratives because there's plenty of them to be had. And like,
but the thing is, we don't know. He could be going through some stuff in his real life, and that's probably exactly. Right. And this is why, like, we've talked. I had no chance to talk to him in person, so I haven't seen him in a long time. He's a good dude. I like the guy a lot. He's a good dude. So
we've been on his channel. He's really nice. Yeah. So
yeah,
because I mean, we did see the same thing in the Illuvium community a while back.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes there's something that happens in the background we never knew about or whatever, and then you hear about it a while later, and you're like, oh, I get okay. Somebody got butt hurt. No worries.
Yeah, Corey's legit for sure. No, Corey's legit for sure. But it's a sort of thing where like I understand you can criticize and stuff like that, but it's just like it got to me like he was really. It looked to me. I mean, from outside, he looked really pissed off.
Yeah, it just don't drag the community down. Like it's really not that hard to build a positive community. It's just because Daddy Richard's not here to slap some people up. Some people just they keep moving.
Oh, is that why he's not active right now? Corey got a girlfriend. Oh, this makes all the sense in the world.
Maybe why he's less active. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, this makes all the sense in the world now. Anyway, yeah, no. Of course, who else has interviewed? Sami, BitBoy, Wendy, Cardano guy. Yeah, no. He's doing incredible work. But so just to get back to my original point on that, I know it when you're known for one ecosystem as an example, right? Because I was really known for Hex. It got like Charlie can attest to this for me. Like it got in the way for me to actually get interviews.
Yeah, because people then they pigeonhole you, right? They're like, oh, this guy must just be like the biggest cult, person for this, and like he won't be able to talk about other stuff. He won't understand other stuff, or they just they try to pigeonhole what they think about you. It's just like they make the amount of assumptions that gets made is crazy, and like. For me, right, like I'm trying to be pretty broad and like, hey, I talk about everything. We're coin agnostic. I mean, that's what we do, on the show and in our courses and stuff like that too. But then sometimes people are like, oh, well, a lot, right? But you don't know the niche stuff. And it's like, well, no, you don't need to know the niche stuff until it looks profitable. And then you can go and be an expert in something, right? Which is why we've chosen, our expertise in the Pulse Chain ecosystem because the opportunity is there. But it's like, do I need to know the most about Ripple? Well, I mean, good for them that it's public, but hell no, I'll know the basic stuff on that. I'm like, that's all I need. I'm like, I don't need to be a maxi. I don't need to know their whole religion.
Yeah, it's not easy what me and Charlie have done. We aren't like I'm Hex Jesus and stuff like that, but I'm Litecoin but all jokes aside, all those little names and nicknames and stuff. Like me and Charlie are really, we're known for like being shitcoiners and talking about everything. But like, is Ethereum really a shitcoin? No. I mean, are these L1s? Is Solana, like we were talking about Solana when it was not really cool to talk about Solana. It was like, it's dead. Why are you guys talking about Solana? And now it's the fucking top L1, even over Pulse Chain, which is not for long, but it is, right? But also like we abandoned Pulse Chain? No. We did not, but I understand. Like for someone like anybody to like, you do get pigeonholed and it's tough. But like I got to give a lot of credit to Corey because he put work in to get interviews from people. He's a sweetheart. He's a really nice guy. But like as a friend, I would have told him like, bro, what the fuck what's wrong, man? I would have told him like, dude, let's call like, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, but stop putting your own goddamn bags.
Yeah. Miguel, I'm shorting on fame right now, bro. I'm trying to flood the bags. Like, God damn it, Corey.
Somebody in the chat.
Let's go on. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody in the chat asked, what do you call it? Like whatever happened to Wasabi or whatever, and then I like Franklin. It was Ant-Man. But then Franklin's response is hilarious. He says he transported into the Wave 3. Yeah.
He turned to Wave 3.
Like, he the funniest. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Should I say it? Nothing serious, but
all right. Well, it's up to you, brother. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean,
yeah, I'll keep it to myself. It's we're still cool. He's fine.
Yeah,
no big deal.
You know, Buddy's got estranged. I don't know. You know, it's hard to have staying power because, like, dude, this crypto shit is super negative. Like crypto's super negative and stuff. Like, I mean, I've had death threats. I've had people like, "Fuck you, Miguel," and this and that. You know, and you essentially are like a bit of a emotional punching bag for people. This is why this game, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy like at all. You know, tell us the cheese, man. Fuck off.
That's what the course is for.
Yeah, that's what the course is for. You want sauce, you guys? Crypto Mindset Meetup is live January 16th through the 18th. Coming for you live now, you guys. Jumper admission tickets are for sale. They're $450. All proceeds for the event. This is a VIP event, which is incredible, beautiful Las Vegas. Thank God F1's over. The traffic was absolutely horrible, but now the traffic's going to be incredible. Great time of year. It's not going to be super hot. It's going to be a really good temperature. Dude, Vegas, the temperature in Vegas is awesome right now. It really is.
It's literally perfect. Like at night, like maybe you put on like an overcoat or a sweater if you want to, or like just a long sleeve shirt or something like that. But it's like, it's not cold at all. Like some places, you know, there's jacuzzis, heated pools at the hotels and stuff like that. So like, yeah, everybody's having a good time here. The only time I would say in Vegas that you really don't want to come is pretty much just February. For whatever reason, February sometimes gets really weird weather, like it hails sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Not much, but like
a dust storm. We got caught in a dust storm when I first moved to Vegas. That damn, dude, I had to go to the doctor. You know, it was that bad.
Yeah, November, December, January is really good, but and then March is pretty decent, and then everybody wants to come here in the summer, and I'm like, why? But I understand why, but it's a little hot.
I will say this though, Vegas is an international city. It really is. I mean, you could almost, if Vegas was its own thing, it could be Macau. It's literally Macau, or it could be Singapore. Essentially, if it was an island where you could gamble, I mean, that's what it is, right?
Well, and the biggest stat that I like about Vegas that's really interesting to me is there's 3 million people in the metropolitan area here, and there's over 30 million that visit here every year. So that's and America has 330 million people in our country. So it's 10% of the country visits Vegas throughout the entirety of a 365-day calendar year, which that's the infrastructure to absorb all that. They know how to make it work. The only time they don't is with the F1. But besides that, it's actually
the city. It overloads the city. That one's, but also it's because they also take away the roads literally for a racetrack. That's another reason too that it makes it crazy. But the Las Vegas event is going to be really fun. You know, we do it every year. We put it up to a vote. The guys voted it to be in January. We were going to do it in early December or early January. Guys decided, hey, we'd rather have it in January. So there we go. So it's going to be January 16th. It will be the VIP day. 17th will be general admission day, and 18th as well as another general admission VIP day as well. So it's all mixed together. If you buy the VIP ticket, you have your hotel and accommodations all taken care of, basically. Transportation from all the events. Now, if you decide to go somewhere off with some girl, that's on you. but we take care of.
And there will be opportunities through some of the events that we have if that's what you want to do.
That's what you want to do. Plenty of things, right?
At the club, there's a club, bar, and then a chill area. So no matter what atmosphere you want, where the main meetup part is, because I don't know how much we've said yet, but just in general, it'll have plenty of different activities for you guys.
Yeah, last VIP event we went race car driving. We're gonna be driving around Lambos and Ferraris this time around as well. We helicopter tours. I mean, buffets. I mean, we did all kinds of stuff like that. Private rock show concert and stuff like that.
That one was fun. I was kind of surprised by that one, to be honest. I'll have to tell you this after stream.
Yeah.
But I heard of one that if we can find out like what the price is or whatever, I might have the best idea for the VIP day to add one more little event. Like, but we'll talk about it after the show.
Okay. Yeah, cigar lounge. Yeah, and the cigar lounge will be open to all if you have general admission or regular VIP tickets, it's all going to be there for you. But you can access it here at cultivatecrypto.com. You go to shop right here, and boom, there it is. You do have to take care of your flight. That is one thing to do. It's going to be. Have we said the venue yet? Just yet? I think we have, right? Yeah.
You talked about for the main day, right?
For the main day, yeah.
That's what I was alluding to, where it has like the chill area, it has the bar where we can all talk and stuff, and then it has like the club area. But I didn't want to mention the venue until
we get close. Okay, and as well as how do I?
You could, if you want to say it, you can. But like, I'm just.
No, I meant the hotel. I meant the hotel.
Oh no, we did talk about where that is.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be at Planet Hollywood for the hotel and stuff like that. So we will also have a discount link for anyone in the courses as well. That's coming out really soon. We've basically already for the VIPs and stuff. We already have more people sign up for the VIPs than we did last year already. So really awesome. We're getting a ton of signups right now for the prices will not change. So don't worry.
Yeah, the prices are going to stay where they are now.
Definitely. And, this is a really cool thing, for anyone who was in the Citadel or the Crypto Mindset course, they had opportunity to get into the VIP for $3,300 and $350 for the general admission and stuff like that. So it's a really great time. We have a lot of fun. Me and Charlie, all the money generated from the event just gets spent on the event. We're going to have classes on how to play blackjack, how to play roulette, how to play craps with real live dealers. No money, of course, but learning how to actually gamble, real Vegas chips and stuff like that. It's a really cool. Just if you ever want to learn, you're going to be able to learn. Me and Charlie have been talking crypto. If you want any little sauce and stuff, or you want to know cheese me, there you go. We'll say it in person. We're not going to say it on stream. We'll say it in person. You want to get drunk on Tokyo Teas with Charlie by the pool? Hey, this is the event to go to.
Hey, I haven't had any of those yet, so maybe we should try some. Yeah.
Maud, I will outbid you on the craps table, sir. Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Yeah, I would say Maud did learn pretty quick when we were teaching him. He caught on pretty quick, especially with the math side of it. So I can respect that, but he can't do no Clarence Claymore DCAs under the table is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Franklin, it's kind of crazy. Y'all don't really get that much hate in this chat compared to some other streamers because you guys aren't maxis. A theory from a mod. Yeah, it's part of that. It's also like we attract. I mean, look, you
attract like-minded people.
Yeah, you don't get the community you want. You get the community you deserve. And two, we're never sticking it in people too much. Like even with that, not to come back to the Corey thing, but like I like Corey a lot. I really do.
Yeah. I hope he comes to the event. That'd be fun as hell.
Yeah, I would love to have him at the event. Come through, brother. Come through, definitely, man. But we're gonna have quite a lot of people there. We're gonna have Rollo Tomasi is gonna be there. We are going to have Crypto Coffee said he's coming. How should I say? There's one guest I just can't say until it's 100%. But like we're gonna have quite a lot of few people and stuff like that. We're working on an actual maybe a workshop as well for the event as well. We're just trying to make sure it's all timely.
I think I forgot. I think it was Eduardo Hex or something in the chat had asked what's the cutoff for the general admission ticket sales? That's something we're talking to right now with the event planner. I was going to say meeting planner, but the event planner. So once we get because it's just for certain things that we book, there's certain hard stops. A few weeks to a month ahead, especially with the holidays in between there. So we'll let you guys know when that is in December once we get that word.
I can tell you officially there is one day. So the VIP tickets will stop going on sale December 20th.
That one we need because there's a few events that we wouldn't be able to do if we had people coming in after that. Because we get asked this every year. Okay, general admission tickets are $450. It's +1 for a significant other. So you can bring your wife, your side piece, or a plate, right? Girlfriend, right? It can't be two dudes, one mic. Unless you guys are literally two dudes and one mic. Well, and then like we said before, we're not testing.
I'm not
anything.
the TSA, bro. It's not gay,
Well,
it's TSA, but I ain't doing that.
Yeah, well, there's going to be something explaining to do, but hey, I guess so.
We Charlie in the back, like, yo, you think those two? No, yeah.
Hey, they bought the same ticket. We said,
yeah, but it's got to be significant other and stuff like that, or if it's your brother, man, he's gonna have to buy a ticket and stuff like that. It just is what it is there.
No family perks.
Yeah, but equal opportunity, right? But the event, we're definitely there's gonna be tons of chicks. This is Vegas. There's tons of chicks there. For the chicks, there's tons of dudes here too. It's Vegas. Everyone's here. I mean, literally. I mean, I'm not gonna call it Sin City, but it's just like because Sin City's Miami. Sim City, like I want to rename Sin City is really Miami. Like, let's just be on. Like,
Miami has some.
Miami, bro. Miami's right there.
There's wild stories everywhere, but Miami has some ones that beat the cake. Yeah.
Like as people who travel to Miami all the time and live in Vegas, I can tell you without a doubt, Miami's a little crazier in terms of like how people act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
on a regular basis. Like the local side of Vegas is like it's just like a normal suburb.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like all the crazy stuff is the other, it's all the tourists.
A little different question. Well, Tony Montana, somewhat like, are you guys ever scared about being robbed? Some guy in Toronto. Well, you can be we're heavily armed here in Las Vegas. Let's just say that.
Hey, it's open carry. That's not in all the casinos and stuff.
No, not in the casinos though, but it's concealed and open carry. It's also very stupid to do anything in a casino. Do you know if you rob somebody on the strip? Do you know how crazy this is? Like, there's so many cameras, you're gonna get caught.
That's the one thing. Yeah. Well, there was what do you call it? That one guy at the Red Rock back in the summer at some point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He kind of like actually went like semi-insane or something. He basically started stabbing people.
What?
Yeah, it was on Twitter. It wasn't the news. I saw it on the news just a little bit. But basically, there's this guy, like, he was in the casino, right? And I don't know exactly what happened, if he lost all his money or what the deal was, but he started stabbing a couple, what do you call it, of the workers by the hotel elevators or whatever. And then for some reason, like, security took a while to get alerted, made it halfway across the casino before then, like, he basically like stopped and turned to the security and was like, all right, let's bring it. What do you think happened to him? Dude went to the freaking hospital, bro. He just got messed up. Like, and so like, yeah, if you try to play around like that in Vegas, like at the casinos and stuff, like doing anything that you're not supposed to be, like they're not going to be nice to you.
It also, too, another thing, like there's alcohol around, so the event is 18 and over, so you can be 18 years old and go to the event, but 21's better because you can drink, of course, right? Now, obviously, hey, no alcohol is going to be for you if you're not 21. I'm sorry, that just is what it is, right? But yeah, some people ask, hey, I'm 19, can I go? Yes, you can. You definitely can. But
hey, if you want your mom to be your plus one because she wouldn't let you come otherwise, then that's fine too.
But if we go after to a bar or to a club or something like that, and if they're super anal about 21 and over, then I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just not. It's literally impossible that we can't get around those restrictions.
While SJ appears, yeah, shout out to SJ. That's one of Captain's vice admirals. There we go. But so it's a really, really great event. We're expanding it out. We're gonna have the whole lowdown of the entire event as we get more of a grip on like how many people are truly going, because certain, like, especially for the VIPs, that has to be we have to be very precise on that because it's very limited in space. So me and Charlie may decide by before December 20th that then this is the first time we've actually been able to sell the VIP tickets on YouTube, because normally they sell out, and we've already hit, even before we went on YouTube, we hit the quota already in terms of what we did last year. So we expanded it out because we have tons of people who asked us, like, they wanted to go VIP, but they just couldn't. So
and our event planner was like, do you really want to increase the amount of people that you can bring on there? And it's like, well, yeah, it's just a little bit more logistics, but we're kind of trying to be pretty precise on we're squeezing in as many events as possible from lunchtime to midnight. And then obviously whatever happens after that, happens after that. And then like we just have to get, all that stuff lined up because they're not cheap events, which is why the ticket is the price it is for the VIPs.
Correct. And then, it's kind of cool too, because you don't really got to worry about much. There's transportation. We take care of guys. There's private groups. I would say in a few weeks, we're going to be opening the private groups up for the general admission people, as well as a VIP chat for the VIP guys. And a lot of plans get made in there, and there's a lot of cool stuff that we talk about in there as well.
Yeah, we'll have to open that up maybe right after Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah, definitely. So if you ever, it'd be a great event to actually get get a general admission ticket, you guys, and come, take a family member out. And this could be the time. This is usually if this is because this cycle is really acting like 2017 in a way. It's heavier than 2017. Litecoin's pumping. Jesus Christ.
Ripple's pumping, Litecoin's pumping, cats and dogs sleeping together. No.
XLM, holy shit. Kusama Dot. What's happening, you guys? Yeah, those will kind of both suck. But anyway, God damn it, I got so tried.
Not that Miguel would. No.
We're protecting us. Let's calm down now. Let's calm down. What are we talking about again?
I don't even. Toby,
yeah, Toby, yeah. Toby to the moon, guys.
Baby, 2 billion.
And Charlie has some news about Toby, and I got some news about Ponke and some other stuff. So we'll go over our favorite memes. We'll first talk about some coins that are 2017-ish, the pumping stuff's moving, and then we'll talk about some meme coins later on and stuff. But definitely get into there. You can do PayPal credit, you can do PayPal. We're taking no crypto payments for the event. There's no discount for it, but just because the money is going to be used for the event. But this is their 3rd annual event, and it's already going to be bigger than the last event, which is really, really cool. This is something we'll continue to do even in the bear run. Continue to do it. So boom,
beautiful. And yeah, I did notice one thing on there that was my bad, because we weren't, when we made the event on the website, we weren't decided whether it was going to be December or January. And then once we decided it was January, I forgot to change it from 2024 meetup to 2025. So it's in January. So we'll adjust.
A lot of you guys have made some money. Get the VIP ticket. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we've set it up so the VIP guys get a lot of private time with me and Charlie. But also we made places and times for people who are general admission to also be able to talk to us as well.
Yeah, my guess with how much stuff is going on in the market, and I won't say too much, but there's going to be some interesting people over the course of December and January before we get to that event that me and Miguel will be networking among and expanding our reach into the crypto space. So my guess, no guarantees, but when we're hanging out with all the VIPs and talking tea on all that stuff about the market, I would not be surprised, because obviously if you're going with a VIP ticket, you got probably a good bag and everything. So that means you have a few, bands or whatever to throw around on some speculative plays that might be there. And, January and February looks like it'll be pretty bullish. So there could be a couple plays that while we're talking and just having a good ass time during our VIP events, I could see a good chunk of people who, if they actually take action, and maybe bring your, burner phone or whatever with a condom wallet. And no guarantees, but we might have a couple plays for you guys to make up for the cost of the ticket itself even. So win-win. We try to do that for the course. We'll try to do it for the VIPs.
Definitely. And there's going to be a cigar lounge. That's one of our favorite events. We always close out the event with the cigar lounge and possibly a little gambling afterwards. But hey,
if you're not a gambling person out there, that's cool. No peer pressure, but
definitely. You want to go into some coins or handle some of the super chats?
Let's jump into a couple of super chats and then go into coins. We can kind of just pop back and forth between them.
Sure. Let me see. Okay. So we got Negro. Oh, God damn it, motherfucker. I love it.
What's that? I forgot what that guy's name was, but that's gotta be his account.
That's so cool.
Gotta be his account.
Bro, I gotta give you a little something extra for that one. Let me see. Where is it?
The science guy. Bill.
Champion, brother. You're champion.
Reagan's got him.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, but there's a what do you call it? A lot of advertisements I see out there for black-owned businesses, so that's what it seems like. What's going on? No,
Yeah. HSUs, a lot of HSUs and LSCs. Okay, what's up, you guys? I finally Metis started moving again. So, what's your take on the coin? Will it reach at least $150 again? It's pretty early, but yeah, I mean, with it's basically very all the L2s, most of these kind of L1s are kind of lightly attached to Ethereum. Yeah, when Ethereum really starts making moves, yeah, there's going to be money moving around. The Ethereum money's been like patiently waiting and kind of really angrily waiting for something to happen on the Ethereum side. So, I mean, I think Metis is going to be. It's like everything. The Metis money is made in the last 6 months of the bull run. That's when all the money's made on that. Yeah. So I bought a position and I've just been chilling on it, really. Yeah.
No, and we got Daniele coming back, starting to do that. I know you saw. I saw your the meme. That meme is definitely worth bringing up when looking at that ecosystem. But
that took me out, dude. I could not believe. The
fact that he tweeted it is what made it even crazier.
Like I got to put it up right now. It took my breath away. I couldn't believe it. Like Daniele of Wonderland Times, Spell, and many Popsicle Finance says Wonderland 2.0 on Sonic, but without Sifu. Right? So we've literally had the top AVAX guy jump to Sonic. He's going to make Ponzi's on Sonic, and it was Sifu.
Oh, and anybody in the course who's seen the I forgot what the name of that meme, like the Wolf of Wall Street, but for crypto meme that we show sometimes. Like, you know who we're talking about. And if you were here in 21 and 22, you probably know who we're talking about. If you don't know who we're talking about, not in terms of Daniele, but in terms of the Sifu part of it, like Daniele is good to know, but Sifu, like good to know so that you can avoid.
Yeah. Is there a picture of this guy? Yeah, he's like and look, literally doing shit like this. That's Danielle. Oh my god.
It does not look like a good night, but hey, to each his own.
To each his own. Anyways, yeah.
into the culture of crypto, right?
All right, Levi Robinson with the $2 super chat. Y'all have an updated price prediction on Boo? Pretty much the same. I mean, it's
$12 trillion. No.
Yeah, I mean, I really think before the cycle's over, it's going to be like $60 to $100, I think, before it's all said and done. But it's just it needs to convert over to Sonic, and it's going to basically. It looks like it's going to come out with it's going to convert its token to a new token, possibly. It's calling it New Boo. The name's not going to be New Boo, but they're going to do something. I think they're going to do a whole facelift and change. They're probably going to keep Spooky Swap as Spooky Swap on Phantom, and they're probably going to convert the name to something more serious, probably, since they're getting away from the Halloween meta.
That makes sense.
Yep. Padawan. Sup, Moongangers. Quick question. YouTube vids for Pulse Chain 101. What's the sack rate, etc.? Like, are we going to make some, or do we have vids?
Oh, yeah. Or maybe he's asking if you can find some or whatever. But I don't think I don't know if there's a lot of videos like that are like, hey, here's what the sacrifice rate means. You'll probably catch on to what it is once you're like going through it. But just in terms of tutorials, right? I think Crypto Coffee does have the best tutorials on the whole Pulse Chain ecosystem. So like, if you're like, how to bridge, how do I get this coin? How do I get that coin? Like, he has some of the best, because he's creative with it too. He has like, what do you call it? Like multiple ways to do the same thing. So it's kind of
right. Yeah, there's like the old school bridge version, but there's Spark Swap, and there's ways through Arbitrum L2s and the L2 and stuff like that. So there's different bridges. Those bridges have very low liquidity, but he has videos on that. But in terms of what sack rate is, it's basically if you were a person that sacrificed for Pulse Chain or PulseX by themselves, and it's almost like what your $1 got you your coins at roughly this price. It's essentially at 100. So like if I were to like let me share my screen. Go Pulse, right? So you see right here how it says 0.066 the sack. If this was 100 and a bunch of zeros right here, if this number was 1 and this is a bunch of 0, that's sack rate. Same thing for X. So when we're talking about sack rate, that's sack rate. Like right now, it needs to go up to, it needs to be much higher to be sack rate because it's 0.41 sack rate, 0.66 sack rate. So basically, they need to get up slightly. So this needs to do a 2x and some change. This needs to go up like 40% to be at sack rate. And then that's really one of the big multiple, because if a person who's sacked, it could be like a small guy who's sacked by themselves, but a whale who's sacked by themselves, a whale who was like in a big group, or a guy that just had millions of dollars that sacrificed, they were able to get a discounted rate on Pulse Chain and PulseX that gave them a much better rate. So like for Pulse Chain, if you were like a top 10 wallet and stuff, you basically were in the 30s. So like, Pulse Chain would go 50% down in price and you'd still be in profit.
Mm-hmm.
For like PulseX, it was right. It's kind of around here actually in the 40s. So like a break even, but this coin went down so low, it went down to 9. So this coin is like literally at a 4x from its all-time low. So where Pulse Chain's at a 2x from its all-time low. So PulseX, much more people got wrecked on it, and it crashed out much farther. So people had a huge chance to accumulate at a very cheap price. So that's a sack rate. Cool.
The more you know.
The more you Zayworks, $10 super chat. Miguel, I took your advice and tried getting Kraken, but I live in New York, so I can't get that. I invested about $250 back in for 80K tokens. Should be pulling some out around $90 and wait for $1. Yeah, if you're up that much, you should take some profits. Don't wait for the dollar. That's ridiculous, right? Leave some. I would definitely leave a good chunk, but take some profits. Take some out at 40 and take some out at 90. And you're good, and leave the rest to see how high it goes. Maybe it goes multiple dollars, But Gemini, New York's has one little funny jurisdiction here in the States. It's just really stupid, but Coinbase works and Gemini works. I'm not sure if Crypto.com works. Do you know, Charlie?
For Gala?
For New York.
Oh, Crypto.com, it should, because it's a, what do you call it? Like a US-based company, but New York is like so ridiculous that who the hell knows? You just got to give it a shot. But if you want to give the middle finger to New York, but in a way that is perfectly legal, right? You could always open an exchange that doesn't require much KYC and move from your Gemini to there. But if you have this magical thing called a VPN, right? Like I've heard, I forget who it was, but when they were trying to do smear campaigns on crypto, they were trying to talk about VPNs like there's something that you use through the Tor browser or whatever, and then they make shadowy supercoders are obfuscating their location to use illegal services, to buy, no, not drugs, meme coins, or to buy, it's like, come on, guys, are you serious?
Yeah, at the end of the day, they just get mad that they're not getting their VIG.
Yeah,
that's all they're mad about. And also too, they don't really with the Fed what they did and stuff. If you go back to some of my earlier, I would say middle of 23 onwards, any of the Fed streams that I did in 23 onwards, I talk a lot about this during those streams. That the reason that they're really mad and they're increasing interest rates is because a lot of you guys made too much money and saved up too much capital. I think American savings rate went up to 30 or 40%. Which is ridiculous because usually it's 2 to 3%, and now it's back down to under 2%. Incredible. And it's basically they don't like you guys having capital and money because that gives you options. And then they're also one thing, they were employers, and I'm talking the major employers. I'm not talking about small. They're getting very mad, getting people just don't want to go back to work, and they're just quitting and they're not coming back, and it's because they basically lost a lot of power because. It's that whole thing. You let a bunch of tigers out of the cage, and they found out, damn, it's really nice out of the cage. Damn, it's kind of nice out here, Charlie.
Oh yeah, freedom. Imagine that.
So, but okay, Mr. Big piece with the $5. 5 European, 5 euros. Thoughts? Just started a year ago with 2400 Phantom, Cody. Doge, Dot, Strap, Gala, VRA, thanks DC. Hey, no problem, brother. Hey, that's a good starting portfolio, brother. That's good. And Doge, Doge is at least going to go to $1. You got a nice Illuvium bag right there. Some nice Dot. Shrapnel's good. You have a lot of good GameFi there. VRA as well. Damn, I can't even fault the portfolio. Looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, good coins and everything, and it's just yeah, some of them are gonna pop sooner, and other stuff. What's the Nye?
That's the one I probably don't know. Really, let me look. Nail long. I have no idea. Maybe some meme coin probably.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. The only thing I'd probably tell him is like a meme coin would be nice to another meme coin, or he just adds more to the Doge position probably. Yeah. But hey, good portfolio, brother. Okay, Rubber Toe. I'm gonna need you to play Bill Nye meme again, Miguel. Well, if you say so.
Nye, the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy.
The community you want, Charlie.
Hey, can't fault them. Can't fault them.
Can't fault them. Padawan with the $5. Would you rather bridge ETH or USDC on ETH or to Pulse Chain and then trade to a DEX to get Pulse? Oh, okay, got you. I mean, I'd rather for me, because I'd rather just always bridge into Pulse Chain and buy. I mean, does ETH or USDC doesn't matter, but either one's like they're all counting as $1 or just very slightly below Ethereum's actual price, like within $10, $15. But MEXC is the only other exchange you can get Pulse Chain on. Some people have said they've had a little trouble withdrawing a couple weeks ago, but maybe that's been cleared up now. But you guys got to get in where you can fit in. Basically, I think it's always better to bridge. What about you, Charlie?
Yeah, I would have to agree for the most part, but yeah, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, like what I usually go for is like, okay, what's the quickest route with like decent fees? I'm not always trying to go for like lowest fees or anything like that. I just want to, get in the game.
Exactly. We got Bryce here with the $5. Richard Hart during the next sack. I'm asking you to take a leap of faith, or would you rather prefer to die alone as a bitter old man? Jesus. And can you look at Punk?
I forget what movie that's from.
I don't recall myself.
Is it? Oh yeah, that's the meme with Ken Watanabe. Remember from Inception?
Oh yeah.
Pulse Chain community. That was actually one of the better Pulse Chain memes that we've seen here. This cycle. So
yeah.
But anyways,
last super chat before we go on. He says we'll look at the Punk chart in a minute, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go in and start through the Arbitrum as well. Yeah. Base Beekeeper. Can you guys explain in simple terms what's going on with PDI? Why is Somi talking about it so much?
He probably has a bag and he wants you guys all to pump it, but at the same time, like, if you listen fast enough, then you can get in on it too. But I mean,
the whole. Yes. So basically, why does an influencer talk about a coin? Like, I like Ponke. Why? Because I like Ponke a lot, and I hope it goes up. Right? Of course.
Yeah,
right.
Of course. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but that's the reason. He has a bag. That's it. And the more someone talks about it, the more they really have a bag.
It's like, hey, the next week of stream is brought to you by meme coin number 375.
It's not Kellogg's, it's PDI. PDI.
Did you know if you just bought one PDI a day, you would, save like 6 children in Africa? Like
I don't know. I was going to say something about forest fires, but I guess got lost on it. But yeah, so that's on that side, the influencer side. That makes sense, right? It's not a problem. The other side problem. So the whole conspiracy theory or thing about that is basically they're saying that Richard is actually the one that's actually doing all this secret stuff on chain. Like he holds the largest amount of DAI. He also holds a bunch of basically the maker token, so he can vote certain things on the maker side on this side, and then pretty much saying that he basically is going to he's going to use PDI and these stables and make them into real stables, but DAI is going to be his main coin that he's going to use to make it actual $1. Then and basically the big conspiracy theory, if it is conspiracy, it is a conspiracy theory until it happens. But apparently that the reason for all that Ethereum is he's going to use the Ethereum to buy up the PDI supply and pump it to $1, then peg it there at $1, and then we have a stable coin that can't be rugged because it's the OG version of DAI effectively, and then all that money will then transfer off to the good Hexicans who believed and were able to read in between the lines, and then that money is going to be used to then. And then this is what I've been catching a lot of the PDI saying. Well, if PDI people are really rich, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to buy dye. They're going to buy pulse chain. Wink, wink. And then that's really but that's what it is. Right now, the thing I've said about PDI is like, I hope it goes to $1. That'd be cool. But because it make everyone richer. But I've gotten in trouble for saying that people take profits. Oh, am I sorry? Like, no, because like you buy something for a fraction of a penny of a penny of a penny, and I said that it would, a good local top, it was probably gonna be like 10 cents. Imagine you paid $50 for a million PDI, and it goes to 10 cents. Now it's 100. So you turn $50 into 100 grand. And you were like, I wasn't such a trailer park boy. I bought quite a few 10 millions. Why not lick off a million here and a million there to put a couple hundred G's in my pocket to buy some Gucci sneakers?
It's like that guy that was on my stream the other day. He was like, I have basically like $550,000 worth of Doge. Do you think I should take profit? I'm like, because he's one of those guys that just bought like a bit over 1 million just to say he has 1 million coins and something, and it's like, and it worked out.
Yeah. So like I have some PDI, of course, but I bought everything. I bought it when Pulsing launched. I bought a bunch of everything. I wrapped Bitcoin. I bought fucking Ethereum, every version of Ethereum. I bought everything that I thought that would work. The only thing I didn't buy was Pepe, which that was such a brain fart since I had it on Ethereum. I don't know why I didn't buy that, but I was being real conspiratorial. I was like, let me buy a little this. I mean, this was a few weeks into Pulse Chain, not initially. I was just honestly the launch of Pulse Chain was one of the worst things on my health I think I've ever had in my entire life. Like without a doubt, like Pulse Chain launch, like I didn't sleep for 3 days. And it fucked me up Charlie knows this, fucked me up for months for sleeping. I literally would, I had a spell of maybe 2 to 3 months where I was on this weird thing of like, I'd sleep good for 2 days and I wouldn't sleep for 2 days. And I couldn't help myself out.
Well, that just sounds like the regular crypto mindset course schedule.
It was worse than that. I'm telling
you. I'm half joking.
Like I started getting I got paranoia on day 3, on day 3 of not sleeping. I got paranoia, and then if anything bad would happen, like even the smallest little thing, I started losing myself. Like I was like, whoa, dude! Like I was I was like, what because I think I hate taking pain pills. I hate taking anything to make you go to sleep. I think that shit's super like of the opposite gender and sex, very not cool. And first times I ever had to like just take something to go to sleep, just be like I had to, like it was like I was gonna kill myself. Like it was that bad.
Yeah, you would have. What do you call it? The other situation that could have happened is what do you call it? You could have started seeing visions, had your Pulse Chain Vision Quest going and saw the future, and called the top. But hey, I
mean, I wish at least it was a Vision Quest, but like all.
I know. Just
yeah. And no, it was not around melatonin. No, just stop. It was this craziness because like also we were helping like dude like. We were helping so many people. We were helping 1,000 people onboard into Pulse Chain, and we're like I mean, just messaging all day, chats. We were doing webinars, helping people. Like I mean, it was just madness. I was making tons of money, fucking ratio trading. I mean, I was mostly staying on computer ratio trading, helping people out. I mean, I was stuck to my computer. I had a very, very, very special thing I had to go to. And then I had to do a 180 on it because, like, as I was driving there, Pulse Chain's launching. Fuck. It was a lot, dude. It was a lot. Yeah.
Good times. I'm kind of curious though. So, what are your 2 coins that you're like looking at right now? Like, I know Litecoin's one of them.
Yeah, Litecoin's.
I don't know if that's one that we wanted to jump. I was just like, it seems like about that time where we jump on like 4 or 5 coin charts and just kind of see what's moving out here, because I think there's a couple pretty good opportunities out there.
Yeah, I mean, ones you were talking. So it's kind of funny. You were talking about when I was talking about the opposite of it, right? So like,
which
Dot,
one?
I was talking about Kusama. You were talking about Dot, right? And
yeah, and then basically do the exact same thing. Yeah,
exactly. So Litecoin's one of them. I'd probably go Punkay is the other one realistically, but I've been looking at Goggles as well.
Okay.
But we've had a bit of a cool off over there, but it's but you've also had a cool off on the Solana side, on the meme side, of course, right? right?
Should we pull up a couple of the charts?
Yeah. Let's pull up a couple of charts. 100%. Let's do it.
Let's get into a couple of them because Rune is one as well that's like a sleeping giant, I think.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see a few here. All right, let me know once you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Go ahead.
Okay, I think it's sharing. Yeah, you just do that.
Yeah.
Let's see, where am I going to start? Well, like, I guess just in terms of Bitcoin, right? Like, I just give a very, very quick market update on Bitcoin, Ethereum, total market cap, and then we can jump into like specific ones. But like, yeah, Bitcoin hit its target clearly off of this channel, right? The target was $85,000 to $95,000, hit 99,800. And Gary, the numbers guy, just still may be correct. But we will see. We will see. But no, right now we have the high on the 60-day cycle here on day 18. And one thing I've been saying the whole time we start coming up here, anytime you're going to look for weakness is going to be between day 18 and 24 for the most part, because in this last down, and that's not always true for a 60-day cycle. It's just true recently for the last 3 left translated cycles. Day 19, 20, 24, right? So that band of 18 to 24 is essentially when you want to look for weakness, which is exactly what happened here. Also, the psychological level of 100, of course. But where has Bitcoin come down to and started bouncing off a little bit? That 12 EMA right here, which is basically the same as your 10-day moving average. And that's where, you should start looking for some support. That's the top of this new area. Like, the thing that's hilarious is if you scroll out and look at all of Bitcoin's history, we've never been here. Right? We're literally at the moon. And this region here between about 85,000 to 92,000, roughly speaking, should be an area of pretty decent support. We do technically we had a sell signal here, but it was ignored immediately after the next candle, which resumed the uptrend. Then we had another sell signal here, which has confirmed. And then we're coming down for support. If we put on the Bollinger Bands, then that 20-day moving average is really where you start looking for heavy support. If you do lose that, that's where you can slip a little bit to the down move. So one thing on here that is really important to pay attention to right now, just for the short term though, is this, we do have a, price divergence with RSI. So here you have the price continuing to make higher highs. Meanwhile, the RSI made a lower high on the peaks, which when you have that type of divergence, this is bearish divergence essentially, meaning that this last move here was kind of that like exhaustion of the uptrend. And so what you usually see from that is the RSI come down somewhere towards, like here you got 50 to 70. Sometimes it comes all the way back down to 50. Sometimes it only comes down to like 60 right in the middle there. Right now, I think the lowest it came back down to the 65. So that could be like over the next 1 week where we get a lot of chop in here. But then how you can kind of destroy that divergence is then if we get another up move breaking that 100K mark, then yeah, you can start to see RSI come back up here above 86. And then that divergence doesn't matter anymore. So it's just a short-term little thing to pay attention to. That means, yeah, we will be pulling back here and we have a little bit more ways to go in terms of price. In terms of time, we have about, I would say until about day 25, which would be the 29th of November, so the day after Thanksgiving, to about the 30th, which would be about a week from now on December 4th. So between that period of time, basically you're coming into that mid-cycle dip. If you are holding that area pretty well and chopping sideways, getting some new areas of support, then once we get to about that December 4th, 5th, 6th region, that's where I think then the bull December starts and we start going up there. And then the minimum at that point, so that means essentially the very end of this month, the very beginning of next month is probably your best time to be accumulating the stuff that you want to be holding, either for just the swing move in the second half of the cycle in December, and or the stuff that you want to be holding for the next 1 year, depending on what your outtake or what your outlook on the market is. But day 45 is your first area. Then for a peak, that could be anywhere past, like $102,000 to, 120, something like that. But yeah, they'd be on December 19th. And then up to December 29th is where you have then all that up move potential. So even though it looks like we've gone up a lot. This is a pretty healthy pullback. I don't think it's that serious. If it did turn into a left translated cycle, we would probably know by about December 4th, because, right, you would have lost all of this area of support. If you came back all the way down to this breakout of the last cycle high, which was around $73,000, that's how much of a drop would need to happen on Bitcoin over the course of a week and a half to 2 weeks in order to turn Bitcoin back down and bearish and make this any sort of potential peak. That being said, why do I think I'm not going to lose that bet to Gary's a numbers guy? Well, Pi cycle top indicator hasn't hit yet, so I think we're still in a good spot here. Not really too much to be afraid of with this local high, just because price is up here. But then again, if we do go to that golden ratio multiplier here, let's open it up a little bit. Where did we start to slow down in price? Well, we came to that kind of fair value, right? The 350-day moving average is like your discount area for Bitcoin. Anywhere below there is usually in a bear market. Anywhere touching there in a bull market is cheap. When we get to the green line, that's where you tend to slow down. And that's exactly right now. That is actually at $98,000 Bitcoin. So that is actually pretty healthy to kind of stick around that green line as long as possible. We did see that here the first time we kind of came up. We hit it 2 or 3 times before we broke it. So that it may take a few tests of that to really break it. But where Bitcoin gets way overheated at the current moment is about 122,000. I'd say in about a month, by the time we get to the end of the year, that might only be around like 130, 135,000. So that gives us, some room to run. Even though over green, we are a little over speculated, it's still relatively healthy, just as long as we don't go up so fast in December that we hit that red line. And then, that could change Q1's outlook a little bit. So, so that's, the things to be paying attention here on Bitcoin. So even though Bitcoin's bearish on the daily, like bearish short term, if you go to the weekly, maybe I zoomed out a little too far. You turn on your buy sell signals on the CC algo. You have a sell setup happening this week. So let's say in the next 5 days we close red. Let's say we close at $91,000 or $90,000. Not too bad. That means then the following week, that first week of December, that wherever this week finishes or closes, that should, if the uptrend is going to continue, it should act as support. So we saw that here back on the week of October 7th. You had a sell setup. The next week was green above it, so it did not trigger. What happened to that area? That area became support at $63,000, and we never looked back. Even when we pulled back into the cycle low, we didn't come below it and trigger it. So that's what you want to look for here in the next week. So if this week's red, that's a good red candle to be buying. And then like we said with Ethereum, right, and we'll go over to Litecoin here in a second. But if we go over to Ethereum, while Bitcoin has dropped, like we said, Ethereum has gained, right? And Ethereum hit that area that it needs to break out of on the weekly in order to get bullish, which is $3,550. If Ethereum can get a weekly close or two above there, then it makes the rest of December, its journey is trying to go towards about $4,800 to $5,000. And so, yeah, well, Bitcoin's dumping this week. Ethereum's getting a bit of a green week. So that's not too bad. Ethereum on the weekly has no sell signals in sight. So the uptrend is actually like pretty well intact there. And if we did take a look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio, and you kind of zoom out here a little bit, you do have, it have to get well above, it looks like right now it's at 0.036. It has to get well above like 0.042 or 45 in order to say like, okay, now Ethereum's going to start outpacing Bitcoin. But the fact that we do see money, going down here, going up here, Solana's kind of staying sideways. A lot of the times when profits get taken like that on Bitcoin, instead of going back into Bitcoin, they start cascading down. And Ethereum's the first level of the cascade because everybody's shitting on it right now. So it's a good value buy. And then, Solana's a little far gone. So we'll put a little into that, but not too much. And then they start going and looking for shopping in other areas. Oh, Cardano now has a narrative. Let's put money in here. Watch that thing pump, right? It got a little past $1, so now it's actually outpacing Phantom in terms of the dollar level that they're at, and so that's what whales are going to do. They're going to start looking down here, and I think the reason why Polkadot possibly is pumping because of all that Chinese money right now. I think China's in the midst of trying to make make the clarity and everything for the next 1 year, so people in mainland China can be putting money into crypto and stuff. And so, yeah, that's kind of bullish for the Polkadot ecosystem and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the rotation that we're seeing right here. It looks like.
Yeah, we haven't even seen the real pump start yet. When kind of Charlie alluded to it, like, dude, when the Chinese government allows citizens, when they're back in the crypto game, because I think they're buying on the low end. I think there's some people in China are obviously, there's always people, no matter what, if the government says no, you're going to do it. But there's probably government officials and some people in China like buying up crypto right now on the low, and they're going to get their citizens to get into them, very soon. At some point, they're going to turn the spigot back on, with DCAs from China, which is good. Yeah, because I think they just printed a bunch of money recently, but that's only enough to cover the balance sheet for basically all their local government, like their local towns and counties are all basically broke now. Like they're all super indebted. So the federal government printed a bunch of money to give them for them to refinance their loans. And it's only giving them like a 1 to 2 year runway. So they're going to give it. We're going to get back in trouble again on China's side. But until then, hey, onwards and upwards.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just trying to pull up on the back end so I can see the chat as we're talking here, since I'm sharing screen. But I got it here. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think so if we're gonna look at the different ones, I don't know. Do you want me to jump on like we can alternate between a few coins or whatever? If you want me to jump on Litecoin first, or what's your kind of cup of tea that you want to look at right there?
Let's look at Litecoin. Right, and this is really a Litecoin. The story of Litecoin is the story of Doge, really.
Mm-hmm.
The tale of two shitters. Yeah.
Hey, Doge is viva la Doge. Leave Doge alone.
Nice move on Litecoin recently.
Yeah, very nice move. I think similar to Dot and Kusama over the last 3 weeks, it's pumped pretty good. It went from $67 to about 100. So nice 30% move there for Litecoin. The one thing when I look at Litecoin that I just find really interesting is it does have a sort of channel here that it's accumulating within. And I would say right here, once it gets past this about 134, that's where it really takes off. But really all it needs to do is get above 114, 120, 130, somewhere in there for it to really pump. But even just the target off of this channel here for Litecoin, if it's a $50 spread here, the target's at least about 150. And the cool thing is the top of the last bull market here was very early for it in June. And if you were to take, your fib ratios here from the top to the bottom roughly, then once you break that mark right around this 0.236, then your first level you want to go up to, if we're saying 150 is a target for the channel, then 184 should be your first target, that 0.382 on this next breakout move here for Litecoin. So that's not too bad. I mean, that's a 2x here possibility. Could that happen within December? Sure. Could it take all the way until, the end of January, early February? Sure. But that's its first move in the bull cycle. And last cycle, a lot of people fade Litecoin, but it did go here, even if you're not going all the way to the bottom of the Corona crash, from $35 to 400 and some change. So, more than a 10x in a pretty short period of, less than a year. So bull markets can do some crazy things. And if it were to beat all these levels over the course of, let's say 9 months or so, right? If it gets to do an all-time high, that 1.618 would be about $650 or $649. So I think that's a realistic target if it does extremely well over the next 1 year.
Definitely. Plus, the ETF, plus, some of the added privacy features that haven't been added to it just yet. There's actually talks about rolling it on. There's actually talks of there's going to be, looks like they might be building out a final ecosystem with the DEX and then meme coins now. That's been a little bit of a talk that's been going around. So it's kind of a cycle behind when it comes to that, but that's pretty good because, it's kind of the same as all the other L1s. They're all having to do their starter packs. So it's going to be interesting. I think over the next 3-4 months, as the price goes higher, there's more money to play around with the ecosystem. There's probably going to be the birth of another kind of like L1 ecosystem, basically. Again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's looking pretty interesting, and the narratives around there. Maybe a little bit of leadership might be needed in the community for make it easier to rally around something. But yeah, for a decentralized project, it's doing really, really well. The one I wanted to jump on, and I did mention this, I think on my Thursday stream in a lot of detail, but I'll give kind of the short version here, which is Rune might be in the area where it can pop bigly right now. So what I mean by that is it had its first run here when it first came out in end of 2020 into the bull run of 21. So pretty much perfect timing for just a crazy pump. It did get hacked at the top. It did have an extended fifth wave, which just means then the bear market tends to be a little bit more brutal. It did have a pretty long one here, and it bottomed back out at about 78 cents, and the all-time high was about 20. So it's made a good move back. It came back here all the way pretty much close to the 0.618 at the 0.55. Got most of its resistance at 0.382, came back down, but this move here as well, like I could zoom in here and show you the wave count, but it's generally something along the lines of a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's its macro wave 1, meaning just its first impulse move. Here you also have about a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 move pretty clearly there too. So the fact that it's a super clean like pattern on both of them means one thing: wave 3. And I know sometimes yeah,
is that the magic word?
It's going to 1 million. Yeah, some people overuse that, but it did. How do you know that pattern is correct? Well, if you use a fib level and it respects the fib levels, then it's most likely, and those patterns are relatively clear, it's most likely correct. So when you come down here and see it hit that 0.786 and hold at $3 very well, okay, pretty legit. And then we can start to do some rampant speculation, right? Or some reckless speculation, which is you have that wave 1 made about a 15x. So about 1,400% increase. And if you were to go from here we could what do you call it? I'll take it from the bottom here of, I'll make it a little conservative, take it from the bottom of this wave 2, right? And if we were to bring it to about 1,400%, that lines up with one, what do you call it? The first 1.618 level here on the fib extension. And that would bring you to about $33 per rune. Right now it's $5.50. So pretty cheap, really nice number of X's there. Might take, 5-6 months to make that all play out, but that's only if it matches its wave 1. What do we know about wave 3s? They tend to be the most impulsive. They're not always the longest, but they're not the shortest. Meaning if a wave 5 could be more bullish, or a wave 1 could be more bullish. But it's usually, if you're going to get the ones that are extended, it's usually the wave 5 and 3. The wave 1 usually kind of is the weakest move. And so like if you were to say, okay, it's going to go higher than 1,400%, well, the next 2.618 area for Rune is $54, which is about a 2,000% increase from where it was. From current price, it's about a 9x or a little bit more, so about an 800% increase. So yeah, you're pretty much trying to bake in a 10x here over 6 months, maybe less, maybe a little bit more here for Rune, but that's the chart part of it. Fundamentally speaking, and I won't over analyze this, but I did show this on my Thursday show as well, which I think is really important for people to see. Bloomberg, right, mentioned Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood. I've heard there's a few others and stuff like this too in the works here. Basically, without reading all of this stuff here, right, they're going to be doing spot trades, meaning they're actually going to be doing native swaps for crypto for their clients, or they're allowing their clients to do that. Now, Robinhood, right, kind of like Coinbase and these others, it has a lot of IOU coins. Now, if you can do swaps through there, right, you kind of have like Robinhood DeFi in a way, which is pretty big. Charles Schwab DeFi, Fidelity DeFi, like that's no joke. And I think it's funny here when, which CEO was it? Charles Schwab CEO, he said, we'll get into spot crypto when the regulatory environment changes. We're getting ready for that eventuality. And he also said, crypto has certainly caught many's attention and they've made a lot of money doing it. I have not bought crypto and now I feel silly. So they don't want to be the losers on Wall Street. So they're like, okay, roll up their sleeves. Let's go with, native swaps. Now, what in the world does that have to do with Rune? Well, Rune, right, is basically the network that Thor Swap is built on, and Thor Swap allows you to swap natively across chains. So that's, what do you call it, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any other major ones that they currently support. They may expand support for them. And the Thor Swap token's okay. Like, you could speculate on that same move as well. But I think with Rune being very much the network that backs that, and the network that essentially, has one of the cleanest patterns here and is going into what looks like could be its most impulsive wave for a really nice 10x plus. I don't think it gets to 100, but 50 or $75 would not be surprising to me. So if you start seeing that kind of as a trend on Wall Street, I do think kind of like the AI trend, right? When you get AI being popular, other coins that have similar features get the tailwind effect of that. So I see that as something that I don't think a lot of the market is looking at right now.
Yep. And we're in the part of the market too where it's really hard to keep up with everything anyway. So it's like you're gonna catch if you're really paying attention to a certain ecosystem, you're gonna catch something and nobody else is really gonna catch because they're not paying attention.
Yeah, and then when you do see that move happens and it's like at $30, everybody's gonna be like, of course that was the trade. Let's buy in on Rune, and then they make that last wave 5 to the top.
It's like it's part of the rotator, the rotation, the rotator, whatever the hell they'll say,
Yeah. What's the next coin that we should look at?
I think we should look at Pepe. That's really that's one of the real big meme coins this cycle. We can lightly look at Doge for a second. Just we don't have to go that crazy into it, but
of course.
Yeah.
There's only one other. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of other coins we could look at, but there's only one other coin in particular that I would say has some really interesting narrative for it that I wanted to mention. But let's look at Pepe Doge and then that one. So is this even Pepe's whole history? It gives us May of 23. So yeah, I think it is. But do you want me to pull, or do you want me to pull up so you can see market cap?
It actually started in April, but it's pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't on all exchanges until a little bit later, right? So that basically it pumped into this.
Yeah, right now we're at a market cap resistance right now, which is like 8.1 billion market cap, which is basically where we're at right now. So if we look at it's like you can look there.
It'll be easier on this one because we can swap between market cap and
I would almost take it to 3 months, really, like the 3 months, and then just go to market cap, and then you can kind of see what I'm seeing here on the, or even the 1 month. Actually, I even show it because it's not going to go back down to 5 billion market cap, right? So it's like that last little dip there, because we pumped up, boom, hit down. We hit like 9.6 billion market cap. It's come down to 8.1. So right now it's at a good zone to start a DCA. I would love it if it would come down somewhere in the 7 billion range for a DCA. But basically, if you're going to buy some Pepe, buy now, and anywhere from this price and lower, beautiful. Like I'm actually considering buying a little bit more right now as well. The Pepe because it's at a good support zone right now, and if the market does go a little lower, then you can pretty much pick this up for like 7.4 billion market cap to 69. It's gonna be hard to go below 69 billion market cap, but like this is the good buying zone on Pepe.
I like it. So yeah, very good. And this is what I like about Pepe too. It's like a very good coin that you can just DCA into. I think I did see somebody on Twitter the other day say like somebody had just like straight up bought like $2 million of it in one shot or something like that too. So it can absorb a lot of liquidity, and then when it does move, there's just a lot of money moving it. So I kind of like that. You wanted to take a look at Doge for a second?
Yeah, just Doge because it's the Bitcoin. It's the big coin on all of crypto and stuff. So like the higher Doge goes, the higher there's more money in basically meme coins.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at like we have a decent. This at least gives us the last bull and bear.
There's also like a really popular influencer, Togi. He this degenerate motherfucker. He made a bunch of money on Pepe recently. So he gambled all his money. The dude only had like $400,000 left after he just lost like $1 million gambling. He lost. So he managed on his last he lost like his last $400,000. He managed to kind of win some. I think he ended up winning like $1 million or whatever. Just in the last minute, and then aped it all into Pepe and then doubled up his money on that huge run up.
Nice.
And so he's like, Pepe's king. And then I found out he made most of his money from like basically catching Pepe early and a bunch of other stuff too. So it's fucking hilarious. Shout to Togi. Shout out to Togi.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean Doge here, right? Like it does. Where would I say that was? Somewhere like let's say like this area right here. For just to take like we're trying to look at for time. Okay, so probably right about there. Maybe bring it down here. So like right here ish was like anywhere under here, which was about 15-16 cents. That's your accumulation zone here for Doge and its quote unquote bear market. And it does a lot of nothing until you get an alt season. The first alt season we had that was like of substance was from October of 23 to March of 24. So like literally it just like was completely correlated with Bitcoin at this area, comes back down within the accumulation range again, and then just, rockets off here. Why? Because from early September here, that's where, Bitcoin started moving. That's where the alt season started moving. So you can see we're well into an early stage alt season. And yes, this is early stage. And it came directly to the 0.618 when Bitcoin hit 100K or just under. Right. And now it's getting resistance in that area. So it could come down as far as like 30 cents again, get some support because that's where a lot of price action happened before. And that would be a really good buy on like, let's say like December 1st, December 2nd. I think if you're like wanting to take that next 3X on Doge to get it to $1, because its first fib level above all-time highs is at $1.16. So when it passes $1, it could pass $1 pretty cleanly to about that area for a second and then come back down again. But yeah, like if it came down, let's say to like 35 cents, it'd come up to 47 again, get a little resistance. Probably by the end of the year, come up to 60, maybe get a little resistance there into New Year's, and then that move up to $1 maybe in late January. So you could see like if you were 35 cents to like $1.15, that's a nice little 3X there possibility. And we saw here from 10 cents up to about 45 cents was a nice 4X possibility. And if we did turn on the CCI we had two buy signals way down here, one sell signal that was used as support. And then we came up, now we have a sell signal. I think it's only going to get like that one red week. So that should hold as support wherever this weekly candle goes. So just something to look for there on Doge. But yeah, the narrative here, Doge to $1 is for real. It's just like people didn't think Bitcoin would get to 100,000, and well, nobody thought Doge would get to $1, but here we are.
You will Doge, right? I mean, it's really like, and then two, it's really the question of dollars. How many dollaroos will Doggo go? Because then people look, well, if I were to give you the most dumbest possible thing I could tell you, Charlie, like the absolute, let me turn my brain off real quick. Shouldn't be hard. But like, their 6 cent all-time low, baby's going to $69. It's going to $6.90, Charlie. Simple as that.
If it could get that far, I would aim for it for 420 first, because that's a little bit more realistic, I think.
Charlie, I like NASCARs. NASCARs go fast, and I'm a big fan of Vagisil. So I mean, I really got to tell you, man, that $6.69 is really where we should be going. But it's really but some people might say
all gas, no brakes.
all gas, no brakes. But vroom, NASCAR. But realistically, I mean, some people will say like it's going to go to 100x. 100x would be like $6, right? But 420 is not terrible. I've always said 1 to 3. Like I like 150 to $3 is good range there and stuff like that.
And that's like pretty reasonable.
Pretty reasonable, and then a really good move. You know, it's a 30x. I mean, that's a good 30x because it's like, if I were to take its current price, let's see, it's low. So let me see. Yeah, I'd put it about a 30x from the bottom would be about $1.80. So it's really like $2 to $3 is pretty realistic on that coin, especially with an ETF that it should get late in 25. Along with Litecoin one too as well. It's just the question is Doge going to get it first or Litecoin going to get it first? That's the question.
Yeah, we got Solana coming up next. Then probably you get a chance between Ripple, Doge, and Litecoin, which is kind of a funny group.
We could even see a really stupid one like Bitcoin Cash getting it just because it's been around forever too as well. As dumb as I really hope not, but like
I kind of don't think so. Just because what do you call it? They were going after Roger Ver pretty hard with like his exit tax stuff that he was doing when he went to St. Kitts. So like I think he's kind of on the outs when it comes to the people making those decisions. But I might be wrong. But yeah, two other coins that I wanted to take a quick look at that I thought were worthwhile just for this idea of the rotation into stuff. The one that's less interesting to me, but is still interesting, is Stellar Lumens. Yeah. Maybe Bitfinex here has a good chart on it. Yeah.
Just a hockey thunder caught up.
Just 3 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks up only, right? It's like bong.
Oh, it's the weekly. I thought it was a daily. Oh shit, this is the weekly.
Yeah, exactly. The May of 21 was its peak. This one in particular, yeah. It just is like, I'm going to ignore every piece of anything to do with resistance and go straight up to that 0.786, chill at the 0.618, maybe come down a little bit. Again, here's a support area right at the top of here at about 40 cents. And then I think the next move for this is to go to new all-time highs. So quite a crazy move here. In the course of what it went from about a penny to 50 cents in 2 or 3 weeks. So Jesus. And then the fact that it hasn't given all those gains back yet, I'm like, okay, this has some legs.
Well, I got a little bit of that FA, Charlie, for you. Well, back in the far away time and stuff, and the long ago, right before not the Iraqi invasion, right before the Kuwaiti destroyers, I would call it the Afghanistan attackers V1. You had the Russian Confederacy attack those proud boys over there in the Ukraine long ago, and right before that war broke out, Charlie, XLM had officially become the official it was going to be the cryptocurrency that was going to run the central bank digital currency of the Ukrainian government. Now,
that sounds like something that is totally necessary.
Totally necessary. But one interesting little fact is now that Trump has won and it looks like the war is going to wind down, possibly, that means that Ukraine is going to actually exist, possibly, even though it's going to lose land. And if it does exist, then XLM now has more of a use case. Checks out America, right? Now,
and that was already in play, right? Before that, I think the conflict had broken out, which is just kind of interesting because now the spotlight's on their country even more.
It literally happened. That got announced, and then it must have been like 1 to 3 days later, the Fire Nation attacked. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty crazy. So another thing, the founder is called Jeff McCaleb. He's the co-founder of Ripple XRP and the founder of Stellar Lumens.
Wasn't he the guy that sold Mt. Gox to Carpels?
Sir, these are semantics. We need to stop now. Like,
he
sold the top. Yeah, he sold the top. Yeah.
Well, and then also I think they're supposedly, I'm not saying that he has anything to do with this, but it's possible. Who hacked Mt. Gox? I know there's somebody that might have known like the ins and outs of
Charlie.
You know, possibly not allegedly, but hey, you know, is this pump off the backs of Mount Gox sufferers or victims essentially? I don't know, but either way, the guy has money from Ripple, from that, from other stuff too. So you know, allegedly, I don't know.
Allegedly. Well, let me run you down on the old Wikipedia here. Jeb McCaleb, an American programmer. Already, that's a red flag right there. Entrepreneur and philanthropist. Founder and chairman of ex-CEO of aerospace startup Vast. Wow, I didn't even know that. Aerospace startup. Wow. Co-founder and Stellar Lumens. Co-founder of Ripple. Also known for creating Mt. Gox Bitcoin exchange. Dun dun dun.
Max Carpels has asked has alluded a few times. He's like, it's possible I could have just got really screwed by Jeb. Like he said that a few times.
Yeah.
But hey, he couldn't prove it.
There's a lot of fucking conspiracy on this guy. God damn. Bro.
It's almost Barry Silbert level conspiracy.
Bro, it's not. I mean, starts X. All right. Let's start. Okay. Watch this shit. So he starts. He makes MT Gox. He starts it. He sells it. The same year he creates Ripple. Then, right before he rugs Ripple, he makes XLM on top of that. And then and another thing, one of his main incomes is actually he controls billions and billions and billions of XRP. And then he progresses. It unlocks every quarter, and every time it unlocks, he dumps it as well. So he's been actually one of the guys actually been dumping XRP for a long time, actually, as well. Maybe it isn't XRP's fault. Maybe it's Jeb McCaleb. Maybe it's McCaleb's fault. Really, the reason XRP's not doing well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part. It's definitely not only him. I met in Tokyo. I met a handful of people that were like one of their ex CTOs and stuff like that when he was visiting there and different things. And anybody who's insiders in Ripple, they are just cutthroat to the extreme, bro. They're just like sell it all, like. Community, what? I don't care about no community. Like that's it was pretty brutal to hear some of their private conversations.
Wow. So look at this. In 2007, he purchased the domain Mount Gox with the intent to create he created it in 2007. Damn. I didn't even know it was that early on. Yeah. Sold the company to Mark Karpellis in 2011. Okay. Until the collapse in 2014. Ripple money. Yeah, wow. Damn.
I was like, when was Ripple created? He's like, oh, I have all this money to make new coins now.
Yeah, he's actually the guy who recruited David Schwartz as well, which is their head technology officer. Still, actually,
interesting.
Yeah, I met him on a plane too. He's pretty cool, cool dude.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if we could, if he'd be interested in talking more about that with the guys. But yeah, any other stuff on XLM before we move to this last one that I wanted to jump on?
Yeah, he may have had something to do with Stripe as well.
Jed McCaleb?
Yeah. There's something with Stripe. And so it's kind of like a loose thing and stuff. He got money really early on from Stripe and stuff like that. And then
maybe VC'd it a little bit.
Yeah, something going on here. There's a lot here, bro. Like, God damn, the Jeb McCaleb black hole is what the fuck. Jesus Christ. And New York Times named Jeb McCaleb one of the top 10 people leading blockchain. Oh no. There we go. It's like if there's anything you want to agree, like if they ever decide to put your like 30 under 30, just say no. Just say no. Just say no. Just say no.
I think I saw in the last bull market, like it wasn't anything like Forbes or whatever. It was like Cointelegraph did some shitty like who are the like kings of crypto or who are the main people, and like I think Mashinsky was like listed. Alex Mashinsky was listed at number 8. And they had like a Caesars-esque bust of him, like when they just like blowing smoke up all these people's asses, and I'm just like, all right, so. Out of the top 10 here that they're trying to put out, like how many of these guys are going to jail in the bear market?
So another thing too, Jeb McCaleb also started a space company called Vast, and Vast is working on basically creating anti-gravity or gravity within like space stations and stuff like that. And then his technology is actually he teamed up with Elon Musk for SpaceX to launch the first module space station called Haven 1. So like him and the space station's a joint. What the fuck is going on right now? Hold up. What the fuck am I reading right now?
I think what it means is like Richard Hart said, right? Creators of coins and stuff always get rich, founders and stuff like that, right? But sometimes I guess if you rug real hard, you start space companies. I don't know.
Fuck, man. I thought the play was like what did what's his name? You're in my garage. What's his name? What's his name? Like Knowledge. What's the dude's name? I totally forgot his name.
Knowledge?
Yeah. Like the I don't know why I'm spacing on his name right now, but like basically this guru guy and shit, like Ty Lopez. Thank you, Franklin. Ty Lopez says, when you have a friend that gets really rich, he just starts DJing. He made a lot of money when all he does is DJ now.
Right. So that's what we got going on over here with XLM. Lots of interesting stuff happening over there. Now, the one that I'll say is really interesting in terms of what do you call it? Its pattern here. This just was literally with the most recent data is I guess this is just the first time you can kind of see this pattern extremely clearly. And I kind of have a new theory here that I mentioned first. I think this was on the Friday stream with Money Gang Crypto when we had him on. But I noticed something here. So back when we were talking about between $1 to $1.50, right around this region here of early September to about early to mid September, basically during this period here. If you go back to that time and go on my YouTube, I was doing some videos on Sui and said, hey, it's if we were just to look at this first move here, and it looked like a pretty easy 5-wave sequence, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And then you take that top, you take that bottom that you got going here, and when it was coming up to that 0.618 at $1.50, you're like, okay, this thing's going to break out. When it breaks out, where is it going to go to? It's going to go to $3. And it went a little bit beyond there, right? So it made a pretty good move. And then if you think about, okay, well, it's a VC coin, right? Obviously, this move here and this move here is its first move. You're pumped. The VCs come out. They take some profits, chills, finds a low. You get a nice 5-wave sequence here. So that was easy to spot. The pullback was pretty aggressive. You get another 5-wave sequence here. If you were to do this part right here, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and it looks like a fifth that could be over. How can you try to guess or check if it's over? You could go here and say, okay, it did come up to another 2.618 like area there on a fib. So that seems to kind of check out. And then also the wave 1 here was about a 500% increase. The wave 1 here is more, about a 700% increase. And then if it comes back, it doesn't have to pull back deeply, but the pullback usually is within the 3rd to 4th wave, which would be right around that $2 mark, maybe lowest 180. And then, if it doesn't dump that much, I think it can come back here towards about 250 where this 12 moving average is. But we'll see how bullish it is by how much it pulls back. Even if it doesn't pull back much, it just chops for a few weeks, and maybe it has a good December, but it doesn't go too much crazy higher. Like it could stay in this region between like 250 to like 450 for a while. And I think this might be its next accumulation range before then it pumps again. Because if I were to give the top of this range of 222 as kind of the area that it could slow down at before it gets to the next move, well, same thing as what I said before. The almighty wave 3, right? So you're already in the first wave of the wave 3. The third wave of the wave 3 is usually your biggest move in the bull market. And so if it did come down to 222 and then it made another move similar to that wave 1, which we know it usually does more, right? That brings you to about $19. So it looks like $20 is probably the next number on this, maybe towards the end of Q1. But here's the theory, okay? So the theory is, great. It's really easy to see the price pattern so far. Everything's lining up pretty simply. That tends to be something that you do see with VC coins. We saw that with Solana last cycle. The good thing about SUI, even though it's a VC coin, is that you don't have to care about it, right? Which means whenever it makes you a lot of money, you can sell it. And if you keeps making money, then you want to move on to something else, cool. If you want to keep it, cool, whatever, right? But I always think you can do very well with coins that you don't care about because it's easier to sell them. But
isn't that a red pill philosophy, man? You always it's always like, isn't it crazy like how much pussy you get when you don't give a fuck at all?
Yeah,
at
right.
all, dude. It's some bullshit. Like this has happened to me too in my life. When I didn't want a girlfriend, I got one. It fucking made me so mad. Like I wasn't even looking for one.
Like now I have to deal with this. All right, I guess.
Oh my god.
So, but the end of the idea is, so even though that pump is going to be really, really good, my theory here is that Sui does seem to be aligned with alt seasons. So you had the low here, October of 23, the high here in March of 24, a little bit later than Bitcoin's high. So this actually was exactly that whole alt season. When did it start moving here? Early August, right? Mm-hmm. Which is where most altcoins made their lows. September is where it really got going. And then it's pumped up here. What's this in line with so far? Just similar to the Dogecoin alt season, right? So an alt season. And so I do think each alt season we get will probably be like, so if this is the wave 1, we get a little chill off at some point, and then the wave 3 of 3, and then you get a chill off, and then you get the wave 5 of 3. I haven't really projected out how high that could go. It could probably go much, much higher than the numbers that I have here, to be honest. But you could get 2 peaks in the bull market. Or let's say this first peak, wherever it is, let's just put $30 as it's going to be probably much higher than that, to be honest. It'll probably be like $40, but let's say $40 in April, right? At tax season or something, right? You could see that as your first peak. This is just a random number guess, so don't take that for anything. But if we were to pull back here, then on the major pullback, let's say into like July, that early summer period, you have like an April to July little bear market that everybody's like, oh my God, Bitcoin hit, 150K or 130K, bull market's over. We're all going to die, and then if you're paying attention to Sui and where all the VCs are putting more money back in, and then it goes to that one more high, I could see because this is a pretty major pullback from March into August, right? The next major pullback here might not be for a while, but when it happens, that could be I won't say a double top where you have like the same price. I think with Bitcoin as well, we might get 2 tops this cycle, but the second top being extremely higher. So if we went up to like 150 and then we come down for Bitcoin, right, in comparison with this timing, if we came back down to, let's say, like 110, then that next move from like 110 to 220, that last bit of the bull market could where you could see just the crazy shit happening. And in terms of like where this is going in terms of ultimately the bull market, I don't know yet. Kind of once we see the end of this move before it moves into its next impulse, I think we'll be able to kind of extrapolate it out a little bit better. But just generally speaking, this could, just because VCs are kind of predictable, and when we had Chamath and the what was that podcast called?
All in podcast.
Yeah, the All In podcast guys, they basically gave the top signal at the end of the last bull market about 3 weeks before the top. They were all laughing on stream about how much money they made with Solana. So I kind of see Sui as the second coming of Solana VC fuckery, and it might actually show their game plan for where they will kind of whipsaw the market. That's just totally a random tinfoil hat theory right now, but it seems so clean that it might be easy to kind of use that as a potential data point in the bull market.
So I've also found another weird one too, because that's a really good one too. I found a really weird pattern in the Iggy Azalea's coin. I've been tracking her coin for a long time. Pull up Mother real quick. I actually think Mother's actually a decent buy right now. It's been just, if you actually look, if we look at the last year of it and stuff, the max, it looks to me, I don't know, to me it almost looks like it basically tops out 2 weeks to a month. It pops up early, it tops earlier than the Solana meme coin runs actually. So it tops and then Solana the coins run right after. So it tops first.
Right. So you're seeing this pump in September. It was doing really well, and basically as the money comes back, or as it comes back
flows
down,
into other stuff. It flows out. Yeah.
So basically, you think she's the head of a cabal. She sells all this. She takes all her money, puts it into Solana meme coins, and like tells people what to buy and pump it all. I mean, maybe, right?
Yeah, because I think this one is the only one that, I mean, dude, she's trying. No, she just tweeted something out right now. She's like,
you want to share your screen on it, or?
Yeah, let me just see where it was. I saw it earlier today, or early in the stream. Okay, well, that's not a terrible view.
What? Oh,
I'll reshare yours right now. But like something like you can't handle the red days, you sure hell don't deserve the green days. But as stupid as that is, like, I mean, it's probably the only one right now I can like that has some staying power for the rest of the bull run. It's what it topped out at 14 cents. It's at 4.1 cents right now. It's got an easy. The chill guy is like, the chill guy shit is such a cabal, bro. I don't trust the chill guy shit for nothing, dude.
Yeah, I agree with you
all, bro.
On that.
At all, bro. But one thing I do know, at least from like I followed her music career for a little bit. Like, she was actually a pretty hardworking person, and like there's tons of shit of her. Like she would take bus, she would go to interviews and shit, and go to like on distant, like she would go to all the interview places and all the news stations, and all the radio stations in New York and stuff, and just go bus to bus and stuff like that, just to go to all these places and stuff. And like she'd already had like a song and just still had no money and still would do it. It was really crazy story.
I mean, that's way more respectable than Cardi B drugging people and stealing their money.
Right. Yeah. And yeah. Right.
Jesus.
Yeah. So like, I think, I mean, I'm probably going to pick up some Mother now. Because no one's talking about it right now. That's good. I like that.
Right.
Hopefully, if it goes down to 3 cents and force, like a penny would be incredible, because then that's a 14 banger right there at least, right? But the coin's right now sitting at about a roughly what is it sitting at? Sitting at about a 48 million market cap. That's not bad. I mean, Frog hit 600 million before it topped out. Yet Pepe hit like 400 million market cap as well. Like, I mean, this is like hitting $500 million is really not that much, and it's early too.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I think Robert Tron has it correct. He's going to ape in DCA, but not only into the coin, but also her cheeks. No.
Yeah, so like, hey, I might throw. Gotta know what, bro. Stop, senor. No, stop that, bro. Come on, chill.
This is how you get banned from the channel. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. If you're gonna go so far as to pay to go look at pictures and shit, you might as well just go pay to go have sex, and at least you get the object done in realistic.
Right.
What's the point? I mean, what's the point then? Like what? Like, no.
If you need a discount, go to the Lady Boys. No, I'm joking.
No, hey, yo, that's on you, bro. I know nothing about that.
Not me. No, I'm just saying. This is a not a theory, but
let's clean the palate.
The science guy. The science guy.
Bill. I still have a little.
The science guy. The science guy.
So that's all my research. That's my FA research right there, Charlie. So I'm invested 4 cents.
Good stuff.
Yeah. People keep asking me about the Tate stuff. We're just not very deep in that ecosystem that I just feel like I'd be leading you guys astray if I talked about it. Like, I'm just being honest. If you're really deep in the and all that.
There's probably some guy out there who's like a daddy coin, maxi or something, and that he might have like the niche stream on that. But yeah, that's not something that we've gathered enough information on to make it worthwhile for people.
Yeah, because if he called her coin cuck, I wouldn't put a single dollar in that coin. I don't give a fuck how much money
I thought they're going to call it Sneeko.
What the fuck? I don't know. Oh, it's a chair? The chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's sad.
That
shit's a bad look to me, too. I mean, people still like Destiny, too. I mean, like, people still like Destiny, too, even though, like, it's kind of crazy. Man, fame's, I mean, you could look as ugly as fuck and just be famous, and that's it. You get bitches. That's it.
Weird, yeah. It's a weird world.
Real world, man. I don't know, man. It's just. Anyways, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's continue on. Yeah, Pepe to 100 billion market cap. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, in general, I think those are like some of the narratives, just on interesting little narratives that are starting to pop up on coins that, unless you're really like, kind of like. Some of that's what I like about the charts. The charts get your attention and be like, okay, what's going on here? And then you start going over, researching, getting some communities, looking at the stuff that me and DC are. The more you know about crypto history, like what we give you guys with crypto history here and there about different figures in the space, is really useful for kind of like future reference and stuff like that. So yeah, just generally speaking, I think, this is just like the tip of the iceberg for, how many new things are going to be popping up out there. So stuff's getting interesting. And by the time we get to Q1, I think the amount of information like this on a lot of different coins that are popping off is just going to be like flooded out there. So that's where Seafood comes back out, because then there's so much stuff happening. Nobody notices he's rugging the treasury with Daniele,
Yeah. And so there's still time to make lots of money. We still, until we hit that 100K Bitcoin sort of like viral moment, time's ticking. Stuff's starting to get bid up right now. Stuff's getting bid up right now. And then, you think the normies are here yet. The normies aren't here yet. I will say this, so I do think it's a bit of a psyop. Some of these crazy people who are live streaming doing evil things, trying to get people to buy their crypto coin. I think part of it, I think it's being like, I almost think it's like instinct. I think it's like agent provocateurs in a way. I think that's what it really is. Like, dude, they had like little kids. Like, I've never seen any of the videos, but I just saw like pictures, like a picture of it. Like, they tied up some little kid. It's like, if you guys aren't buying the coin, every 4 minutes, we're going to punch this kid in the face. The mom and dad. Like,
who is this?
They tied some black parents like tied up their kid.
That's not like
I don't,
some sort of.
Some
like
people say it's real. I'm not looking into it.
It's real. Like, that's where, like, who's not calling the cops?
Dude, I mean, people need to put a bounty and fucking crack some skulls on these motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, because I saw one where a guy was like put himself into a cage, to like doing stupid shit. Like, I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do that to yourself, like, okay, that's your choice, bro, I guess. But like, nah, like that's.
But they're
that's
doing this to put some laws down. Because like right now, I think maybe what's going on maybe the Trump administration's like, oh fuck, we're so pro crypto that it could be negative against us, so we gotta like put something out there, like almost like do like we almost gotta like create like an event so we can then, all right, well, I know we're really pro crypto, but we also got to put some rules on this because look at this. Yeah, you're right. I that could be what's going on.
Well, and yeah, like people like that deserve to get swatted. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, there's a kid. There's that for the kid thing there. And there's another one where like they supposedly they're like killing chickens until like they get them certain market cap. Bro, yeah.
I mean, that's like it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I know people put out narratives for different stuff for like to get stuff to pump, but I'm like, man, you people are fucking sick.
Yeah, these people are sick in the fucking head and shit. Like, where did I post it? I mean, maybe I retweeted it some other day, but
yeah, but and like some people in chat say, yeah, it could be fake, who knows? But at the end of the day, it's like still, it's like really, like it goes back to the negative attention thing you were saying earlier. It's like, really,
at all costs and stuff. But it's gonna come back to you because guess what? This shit don't disappear once it's on the internet. It's forever, and they're gonna get caught. I mean, they're like, you're not gonna get away with that. Like, it's like, bro,
within 5 years, I mean, something's happening. Yeah.
There's one that's crazy where like if the coin hit like 400 million market cap or whatever, or like he'd stick a whole pineapple up his ass, literally. And the dude's,
I mean, at least that's his choice. Like
his choice, yeah.
I mean,
but
you're
like,
gonna do that to yourself, like that's your choice. But I think didn't that happen to in Little Nicky? Wasn't it like that was Hitler's punishment in hell?
Oh yeah, he had
every day the devil had to like stick a pineapple up his ass or something.
It's a psyop, isn't it? But isn't it magical too? Look. Chill guy happens magically. This happens right after. Little in terms of like the timeline. Chill guy, and then magically fucking Sexy Red's talking about chill guy, and every other loser is talking about chill guy, and then we start getting this psyop with the craziness. Could it be they're bringing in normies? They're bringing in normies to look at crypto for a second and to be outraged, and then bring it like that's what it looks like to me. Bring a bunch of people who don't know that this is fake in crypto, and then have these people fucking start losing their shit about like even me. I wasn't gonna comment.
I don't want any of that shit in our space. Like
yeah, but as soon as I saw a little kid tied up, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And that's not normal. That doesn't happen in our space. That's really weird. Like
well. I kind of felt the same thing about Sam Bankman-Fried in the last cycle, right? Yeah. Kid who, is nothing special, kind of a not totally fake, but kind of stretched out fake story about what happened with the Tokyo trade on the yen carry trade when him going back and forth. Like I just didn't buy that really. And in terms of like how he got rich and stuff in the first place, because obviously people probably gave him money right to start FTX and stuff like that, with obviously VCs and stuff, but more so like, you know, he probably didn't make it all the way he said he did. And then he was like making a lot of money and just making kind of like crypto people look a little retarded. You know, he's like on a beanbag, you know, fucking looking like shit, you know, not paying. Like he just like, they're trying to get like make a crypto bro that was like a character that looked bad. And then at the end of the cycle, right, they just like make the whole thing just like crazy. And like, this is why crypto is terrible. This is why we should get rid of it and everything. And so, yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like every cycle, it does seem like there's some sort of inorganic stuff happening around the space that is just at the end of the day, they're using it so that at some point when the market goes down, they can be like, see, we told you, you know, crypto's evil. And yeah.
They lay seeds down, but they can't attack. We're too strong now. They can't attack us. We're too strong. Coins are still up.
Yeah, it's going to take a year to a year and a quarter before they start having fuel for that stuff, but they're laying the groundwork for it.
Exactly.
Probably.
So last two things. So one guy's asking about Toby, and then I've got something else to say about something we have coming up. But what's your thoughts on Toby, Charlie?
My thoughts on Toby. I can share my screen on Toby. Toby's looking actually pretty good. Where are we back here? I got too many tabs.
I think, and yeah, goggles, good coin. I'm accumulating. Yeah. But through yield,
goggles TA is super easy, so we can jump over to that too.
Yeah, sure. But first, if you don't have a bag, you have to buy with cash. But like I'm just earning it through yield farmed. Like I sell some of my Beats yield, and I vote for it, and then I also vote for it on Equalizer admissions as well. So like I'm not really buying it anymore, but I'm just getting it for free from yield, which isn't for free because I put up skin in the game to get it.
Yeah, Toby is pretty simple. I mean, this is kind of where like, you know, simple TA is really good, which you have your first run here, it comes up, comes down, right? Then you get your next run, comes up, comes down. Where does it come down to? Top of the first run, right? Next run, once it breaks out of that previous top, it kind of chills there for a bit, comes up. Where does it come back down to? Where that first run started from, right? Once it comes back down there, what does it do? Accumulate, goes sideways for a bit. Then what? Boom, next pump. Once it pumps past that previous high, it might, you know, come back up to that previous high, thread it a little bit. So it might come back up to this previous high of about 1.5 pennies, currently 30% of a penny, chill for a bit. And then maybe that's at the end of December. And then in January, right, then it can come up from there and make that next move, whatever it is. You know, fib levels on meme coins don't always work all that well. So just take that with a grain of salt. But at least the first two levels here seem very, very likely, which is 3 cents and 50 cents, which is pretty much your main goal for this coin. So the previous top is, what do you call it? It's 3 million market cap right now. That previous top was about almost 18 million in market cap or so. So then the 30 million and the 50 million in market cap are kind of your next levels there in that Q1 spot. So yeah, it's pretty freaking cheap where it is right now, and it should be in a pretty good area of support. And if you were to turn on your Bollinger Bands, here it tried to break, it had like a false breakout, came back down, but then it kind of dead cat bounced that and then went sideways. So I think once it starts breaking back above here, maybe above 40% of a penny or so, then it can start making a move back up to these previous levels. So I think it should have no problem at some point here in early December, start really ranking back up here. So it's pretty much at the cheapest point to buy right now, in my opinion. So DCA into this maybe every other day with a bit of cash into the next 1 week or so, or the next 10 days. Not necessarily a terrible move there. And then our friend Goggles. Done. Is this the correct one? Right?
Yeah, it's pretty new coin. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't have it on the what do you call it? I had it on the weekly. That's why it wasn't enough data. But if we go down, let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah. So when we were talking about it in the course, basically it was this accumulation region right down here between 16 cents to 27 cents. So under 30 cents is where we were recommending it for you guys in the crypto mindset course. 72 cents right now, which is really nice. It kind of like made
Not
all
too
the
shabby.
way.
Not too shabby.
No, it's fantastic. Fantastic.
And that's with Phantom going sideways too. And there's parts of it where Phantom went up and then crashed. This not only didn't crash, it went up against it. So you gained a lot versus Phantom.
Yeah, and so it had its first peak here, came back down to its accumulation area, accumulated, slowly went up, lots of crazy wicks, new high, comes back down, tests that breakout, comes up here. If it comes back down again, maybe back down to like the 63-cent area. But yeah, it's going to keep threading up higher and higher lows. I think the fib levels aren't really useful for it, but just in case, let's see if it did do well. I guess you could kind of argue that they're useful in terms of like that it is threading around that first goal of about 69 cents, which me and Miguel were joking about that during the course when we were looking at it down here at like 30 cents. I'm like, man, if this thing breaks out, the first level breaks out to is about 69 cents. That is actually not too surprising on a meme coin. and then the next level here is $1. So yeah, I think by the time we get to the Sonic launch, I do think this will be right around $1.
Yeah, and I actually see this having some resistance. I think it's kind of copy like in market cap wise, or not market. It's almost like the price is copying the market cap trading of like Pepe. We're probably going to see resistance at like 96 cents on this. On the next level on this, because like once it passes here, I mean, sure it'll lazily go up to the 80s, but like it'll have a wick up probably to the 90s, 96, and then if we can break above $1, that'd be incredible. But like you, ladies and gentlemen, the next 3 weeks we're in the Phantom Zone movie right now. So we'll be taking short-term profits. I'm going to be rolling maybe like some coins, a good chunk of profit. Other ones. On some other ones, I'll be taking maybe like 20%. Like I'll probably sell like 20% of my goggles or something like that. The goggles stay on. I just don't got them over there. But the goggles stay on. Very useful. Like this one I'm talking about when you're like this was like normally you buy dumb stuff, that this was a business expense, like legitimate. But I was telling Coffee like, damn, I wish we had done this for Hex, because it has the hex gradient on it.
Oh,
so,
right.
Really pretty. These are really cool and stuff like that. I think it's finally the first premiere. It's kind of like, it's like Teddy Bear for Pulse Chain. Like this is the first premiere, and it actually has something viral where like the goggles, it has like a saying. It's almost like it's a popular song with the dance. The dance is popular. That's the thing that's making it really viral, which is the goggles stay on, which is basically means like I'm not going to sell. Or like I'm still bullish, which is like that's like I haven't seen that with a meme coin. It's very, very interesting. I have not really seen that with too many coins ever before.
Yeah, I mean you need some sort of hodl narrative, and that's a really easy one to kind of be like, oh, that's a funny way to say hodl. And like if anybody was in the crypto mindset course and your average price of goggles was, let's say, 33 cents or lower, right? People are like, well, how do you know when to take profits? Well, that 69-cent fib level, that $1 and some change fib level, those two areas, right? By the time we get there, let's say it's December, then you bought it at the beginning of the quarter one for, let's say, 33 cents. It gets to $1. What did we teach in the crypto mindset course? It's one of the easiest risk management plays that you can do when you get a 3x, Miguel.
You take some profits. It's called the rule of 3, 4, or 5. So just for somebody asking me, I'm gonna have to take profit in Phantom. That's how it works out. I will then decide either to keep it in Phantom or move it off to Kraken to sell it into USDC. It's one of these things because like I really don't trust. There are stable coins. There's like 3 versions of USDC. I'll have to wait until Sonic launches to actually have real USDC with Aave and everything like that. So the way I'm going to have to play it is I'll have to send Phantom over to either you have to go to Excel. You can sell it on either MEXC or Kraken. MEXC if you're doing the cowboy stuff. I don't know. Hey, we're doing the cow. If you're rooting, tooting, shooting cowboy.
Call me Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. Yeah. That's a little hint for you guys for the crypto mindset course. Well, that might make sense later. With the crypto mindset meetup is going to be really Shooter McGavin out here. but stick them up, right? You either go to MEXC or you go to Kraken. You take profits into stables, and then you just move the stables to a wallet, and then you can transfer it in when there's time to buy, or you can use a wallet like Exodus. Exodus, you can actually trade your Phantom on Phantom or Ethereum Phantom into whatever coin you like. But there is like an upwards limit of like I think it's like the most you can do is like 10 or 20,000 per transaction, and there's fees associated with it. It's not the cheapest, but if it's in a pinch, it might be smart to do it and stuff like that. So interesting. So we're going to be highly watching. We're going to have flash webinars for you guys in the next few weeks. If you're in the Citadel and the Crypto Mindset courses, like so, I would tell you if you missed out on the Crypto Mindset course, join the Citadel, and if you're in the Crypto Mindset course, join the Citadel. Because I'm telling you guys, we're going to be having a lot of action for you guys in the Citadel. The Citadel is only $98 a month. And for every month that you're in there, you get $50 off the next Crypto Mindset course. Who knows when we do another Crypto Mindset course? We might not ever do one again, or maybe we will. You know, do you want to find out? Do you want to get rugged and not find out? I join the Citadel, you know? Fuck Chill Guy. Fuck Chill. Don't buy that shit. Buy something else. Buy Sui. Buy there's so many other meme coins to buy. Like, there really is. Like, Pepe, Toby, Ponke, Frog, Bert. I still believe Bert's like a 70 million, 50 million market cap coin. I legitimately think it's going to go to $1 billion before the end of the market.
And it's literally just chilling at the same price right now when a lot of other things are dumping. Like there's a lot of meme coins in the Solana space that people are just like dumping to death because they're like, yeah, this one was just for like a while or whatever. Now we're getting rid of that. We're rotating to other stuff. And so like if Bert didn't have legs, it should be dumping right now, but it's really just sitting there. Yeah. Same with Toby.
Yeah. I usually do these night owl ones. They're usually late in the night, like 10 PM, like around this time and later. I did a voice call with everybody, and I just ended up I answered everyone's questions, and then by the end of it, I was talking about Dune lore for at 2 in the morning.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. I talked about Dune and the AI and the spice melange, and like if you haven't told, me and Charlie are turbo dorks.
You wouldn't say no. You don't say
top dorks. There you go. But please join you guys, and I mean the links below, the links pinned at the top of the chat. But really, like the Citadel is really where like the family's growing. We're closing in on 600 members right now in the Citadel. The larger the Citadel gets, the more features we're going to be able to add. We're pretty close to adding some extra chat groups now that the group's growing, and we're going to do some really cool stuff. We may even do some giveaways. When we hit 1,000, we're going to do some really cool giveaway at 1,000. Once we get the Citadel at 1,000 and stuff. So will you all ever increase the price of Citadel? I don't really think so. We'll probably keep it there. I don't think so. No, unless we added some like it had been some like
it could be like an upgrade feature where it's like, hey, Citadel is $98 a month, but if you want to be in that one extra little few chat groups in the Citadel that really gets a little bit extra, then pay $150. Like we might have a VIP room in the Citadel or something like that, but we have no intention to change it anytime soon.
Yeah, we haven't even thought. But this is the first time we've even talked about.
I'm literally
this is right now. Yeah,
literally just football. Yeah,
369 Fibonacci VIP room. I don't know. 369. Damn, she fine. But the Citadel is going to help with the exit strategy, but it's really no. But right now, it's not about exiting. It's about
accumulating and getting and yeah.
But I'm actively going to talk about when I'm very honest about when, like, hey, I've just taken profit. Like the only time I've ever fucked up on Pepe is because we were doing the courses and I just was we were making so much money on Solana and like Phantom that I took my eyes off the ball on Pepe. I said it even openly. I was going to take profits at like right before 10 billion. I just close enough. We're at 8 billion right now. I'm not going to
even next Jesus is human, like
even I'm human, He held me on the cross for 3 days,
or 3 years, more like it. We took a ratchet ship for 3 years, but
I lost the whole cycle because of you, Litecoin.
I was all in on Litecoin. You were the chosen one.
Yeah, we do little shitcoin plays for fun and stuff like that, and like honestly, the Citadel's making cash, man. The Citadel's making cash, and there was guys who who weren't able to for one reason work or weren't able to afford the last Crypto Mindset course. We dropped enough nuggets in there that people made some good money. I mean, we dropped the goggles one in there. pretty early on for them as well, just to help them out. Because one thing we do, we always try to help our chat groups try to make money. We also help our previous chats as well. We talk to them, still answer questions in previous chats as well. So we're I think I counted it. I think we're in like 22 groups or something like that in terms of like groups we help out and stuff. So me and Charlie are full-time busy. But please join the Citadel, man. We're doing really cool stuff. I will be doing an unrecorded AMA on Tuesday night. That's in tomorrow, actually. What am I talking about? It's tomorrow. Yeah. Unrecorded AMA. If you want to join it up, join tonight. We'll have Liam and Kyle add you guys to the group real soon. And it'll be around nighttime, around this time, basically.
Yeah, and I've been saying this on my channel, alluding to roughly the next crypto mindset, not putting a specific date on it yet. Because we got to look at where that next 60-day cycle lands and everything. But generally speaking, if I'll say within the next couple of days, right? So basically jumping in so you can get into that AMA tomorrow night, I think it would be a really good idea. And if you do so by the time I would say we get to Thanksgiving or earlier, you have a pretty good shot at having had 2 renewals by the time you get to the next crypto mindset course, which would then be $100 off the next crypto mindset course. You'd be paying, you'll be paying $200, for those 2 months. But then because you get that $100 of discount, you're really paying for 2 months there for some really good, juice in the Citadel to be in there. And then you get another $100 off the next crypto mindset course, which you should be getting into anyways, to know how to take profits and know how to move some coins next quarter and know how to do a lot of the stuff that's moving and shaking, Sonic ecosystem renewals and everything like that. So, the Q1 2025 course might not be too far off there from the meetup and stuff like that.
Definitely. And we also give away a little like heads up of what we're going to do during the event as well. So, it's really, really, really cool. And, do you guys let the YouTube audience know when Bitcoin's about to peak and start taking some profit? Well, I mean, we always talk about Bitcoin. I mean,
we talk about where, like, when we get to the top of the market, we're saying like, oh shit, boys, it's time to go. It's not like because
he's talking about the peak. I think you mean local tops. Oh, you meant the peak.
Well, I mean, or both.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yes, the other a couple of days ago, basically when Bitcoin was about 98,000 and some change, like, or 97,900 or something like that. I just went in there real quick on both the Citadel and the Crypto Mindset Q4 chat. And I was like, oh, looks like if we get one more day here, we're going to get a sell signal on Bitcoin, then we're consolidating. So just FYI, guys. So we let you guys know those things. Or if, we're in a meme coin and stuff and you got to get out of it rather quick, we'll mention that. But we try to mention those things on YouTube, but more for like macro peaks and stuff like that. So if you go watch my channel Tuesday through Friday, on Cultivate Crypto, then a lot of the times you can keep up with stuff like that pretty good. But that's like what I go over charts on the show with that particular stuff on Bitcoin about maybe 20-30 minutes of the 1.5 to 2 hours that we do every day. So if you're keeping up with that like every day or every other day, we're going back on replay gang and seeing it, then you'll generally be pretty up to date. And Miguel mentions the same things with different coins and different ecosystems. So just make sure to hit that like and subscribe and get all this information for free. And then if you do make money on the free stuff, then jump into the other stuff we're talking about here too.
And book me and Charlie while you can. You can book Charlie at cultivatecrypto.com under consultations /shop under consultations, and you can DM me on Twitter in terms of like getting a consultations. Both me and Charlie are doing consultations, but they are limited because there's only so many hours in the day. But we are doing consultations right now. I've been pretty booked up as Charlie has as well.
It's been good, and been hearing some the bags that people have made. It's funny. I won't say anything in detail, but I had one guy. He was like, man, because people get FOMO when they see a lot of other people making money, but they're like, I don't know, some of these other people have been making some really good money. I'm like wondering how well I've been doing. And I'm like, bro, like I haven't talked to you in 6 months and you did the plan that we talked about. You've made $130,000 in profit doing like 3 things that I told you to do 6 months ago. I think you're doing just fine. And that's like with a pretty low risk portfolio too.
Probably, but am I going to make it?
Well, don't fumble it.
Yeah, it's usually like increasing expectations for some people, and then other ones it's like tempering expectations a little.
Well, yeah, and everybody's different. So me and Miguel always ask questions like, okay, what kind of person are you first? Like, because like we don't want to get you like into like all these.
He's like, I'm a scumbag. I'm a major scumbag.
Well, I don't mean it like that. I mean, we're not no judgment, right? But no, we're more like what do you call it? What's your risk tolerance level? Because if it's like we could tell you to go on this Six Flags ride, or we could take you over here onto the Ferris wheel or whatever. Like if you're more of a Ferris wheel guy, like we'll adjust the portfolio for you. But if you want to go on the bungee jumping skydiving tour of crypto, like we can definitely get you there too.
Yeah, because it's the sort of thing where like if you're the Ferris wheel type of guy, don't expect a roller coaster type of gains. Right. But there is one thing you could do. You can go harder in the paint with the DCAs. If you're more, I've seen there's a really famous post that just I should have saved it, but it's a very good post where this guy, he started in 2017 DCAing $30 a day.
Into Bitcoin, right?
Into Bitcoin. The DCA, what I did as a strategy, right? Only into one coin, into Bitcoin is the coin you would want to do this into. His portfolio hit over $1 million. Took him 7 years, but he hit $1 million. That's incredible. I mean, most people like you couldn't even dream of hitting even $1 million. Like you get like 2x in the equities.
And he gets to keep all that, right? It's like a great savings account. He doesn't have any capital gains tax because he's not selling. He's literally doing the Michael Saylor strategy, right? In terms of just like always just be aping, right? Which, obviously, I mean, you did that before Michael Saylor in terms of from what you were doing in your early days of crypto. But just in general, it's like, everybody thinks that strategy is retarded until it wins. I mean, even Odell Beckham Jr., the wide receiver in the NFL, he made that one tweet. He was like, he's been taking his salary in Bitcoin, the whole bear market and everything, and then Bitcoin went towards 100,000. He put out this tweet saying like, who's dumb for taking their salary in Bitcoin now? And like, he's like, I think he's tripled, at least doubled, but almost tripled the amount of money he made in those years. So let's say random number, he's made $15 million in salary over that time, instead of, just having that 15, right? And he's also not getting capital gains taxed on it. He gets his income tax, but he's turned that into something like $30 to $45 million. So, good for him.
I'm pretty sure his finance guy is like taking the taxes out before investing, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That'd be incredible. He's like, oh, I didn't pay taxes at all, but now I can't. Now I have all. I
got 3 years backlog of income tax, but hey, who's coming?
But there's some fees, but like I paid it all off, and I got more money. Ha ha ha. We call them poor. That's right. Yeah. But Rumble's getting a Bitcoin reserve. Interesting.
Yeah, they started asking Saylor for that strategy because Saylor was like, hey, I'll come to your board meeting, Microsoft, if you're thinking about backing some of your treasury with Bitcoin. I'll tell you how to do it. And as soon as they got rid of that, then we met. I forgot what his name was, but the CEO of Rumble.
Yeah,
he's the guy that then reached out to Saylor and was like, hey, can you do that for me? And so I think there's going to be more of that.
Yeah, I think they're in a really cool position now, Rumble, because of it looks like Kick's really hemorrhaging badly right now. I mean, even what's his name, Aiden Ross is like just sold like 25% of his shares off, and there's like, damn, so there's a lot of
just dump the company.
Yeah, he's dumping the company. He's made a lot of money and stuff like that. But with that, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. You guys join the Citadel. And come to the event, you guys. We'd love to see you guys here in beautiful Las Vegas. Once again, January 16th through the 18th is the official event. And the official hotel is going to be Planet Hollywood. We'll be releasing the links to you guys very soon. So with that, guys, thank you so much. Go follow Cultivate Crypto. And if you're not subscribed, what are you doing?
See you tomorrow at 3 Pacific.
Yeah, you can see me again on Wednesday. And don't forget, Citadel, there's a unrecorded AMA tomorrow.
There we go.
You buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby. You're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
Look, Clarence, mate, it doesn't matter how many times we get beat down. What matters is that we get the fuck up. And we keep fucking trying. You're right, Donny. Now, who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Say it with your fucking chest. I'm Clarence Claymore. Show me what you got, mate. Take that. Fucking touch me, cunt. Fuck, mate. We got a lot of work to do.
You didn't have to cut me off.